Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing tonight? Or this morning? Or this day? Wherever may be in this world. Hopefully everyone's doing all right. We're starting off strong. We're starting off strong. Hopefully everyone's doing well. It looks like Clown World 8 followed 12 hours ago. So Clown World, if you're here, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I'm always very surprised when I actually find people to like follow me when I'm not streaming. I'm like, how did you even find me? I mean, thank you, but how did you find me? It's always surprising. I feel like Twitch is not very Twitch is not really a platform to like promote your channel if you're not actively streaming. So, yeah.
Cameron Reap says, watch Critical Role Campaign 4. So good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think Campaign 2 is probably the most I've ever watched. And I probably only watched like half that campaign. Really good. But yeah, I definitely need to do Campaign 4 as well.
Cameron Reap just redeemed Stretch.
Starting off strong. All right, everybody. Ready for a good stretch? I know that I am. Here we go. And the other way. Oh, and backwards.
Axel _ Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
Oh, man.
Axel _ Benedict
now we're really
wants
starting off
Moonman
strong.
to do 10 bicep curls.
All right, all right. Well, I guess we'll do some of that. Here we go. Here we go. Let's crank the jam so we can have a little bit of music while we're doing this. All right, everybody, here we go. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it felt weird facing the edge of the screen, so I figured I'd swap around. Maybe I'm just weird. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Oh, man. Thank you for the stretch. Thank you for the curls. Thank you for the chest benders. Oh, that is a way to start the stream. Oh, they're in the walls. Something like that, Fairy Winkling. Something like that. Claire, like a cat says, ha! Watched or saw over my shoulder. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I did mostly just watch over your shoulder. And that was probably still the most amount of Critical Role that I've seen. It was still good, though. Still good. Whew. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, Moonwood, did you see the cat pic yet in Discord? I did go through somewhat recently and took a look at some of the pictures. I think I probably saw them. Let's take a look really quick. Pets. Yes, I have caught up on all of the pet pictures, which are so freaking adorable. I mean, like, look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. You know, I'm not a huge cat person on the account of, you know, me being allergic and all that fun stuff, but these are some very cute cats. Very cute cats indeed. Aw, look at that kitty. Such a cute cat. I absolutely love it when people share in the pets channel. So much fun. Let's see. I've invested in the campaign. You're invested in the campaign. For a second, I read that as I've invested in the campaign. I was like, are they taking donations? But that is very cool. I love it. Also, chat is slightly cut off the screen. Dang it! I hate when it does that. Why does it do that? OBS. Sometimes it would be nice to be able to use a piece of software that's not an open source buggy mess, but oh well. Let's see. Let's start with let's start with the chats first. So I believe the chats, they need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7-ish. We'll go with 7. So that means everything else is 70 pixels off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do not understand. I do not for the life of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I felt like I was a little off the screen too. There we go. Now the green screen's fixed. All right. Good times. Way to really start off this stream strong. Just absolutely fantastic stuff. Okay. Oh crap. That also means Big Me. Hello, it's Big Me. That also means that Big Me is off the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Bread. All right. There we go. That is all fixed. Everything should be good there. Fantastic. Thank you for pointing that out, because I did not notice that, and I probably wouldn't have noticed it for a while. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Chat is slightly cut. Blasted chat. Both episodes so far have been death saving throws within 5 minutes of a character being introduced. Oh my gosh. That is pretty intense. I'm not going to lie. That is very intense. I hope that everyone has lived so far. Hopefully. He actually has bigger arms than when he started. It's working. It is working. Yeah. One of these days, I'll be jacked. I will be the jacked dev. It'll be Moon Jacked Games. Wood Jacked Games. How much games would a would jack if a wood jack could jack games? That'll be the slogan. Put that on a postcard. All right, everybody. And Jesse, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully it hasn't been too crazy of a week so far. I know we're only on day 2, but hopefully it's been all right for you. Imagine your GM saying, roll initiative, then switching tables. Hey, Moonwood, you should play more video games. Yeah. I should, and I will. The plan is still currently to play a game on Sunday. That's the plan. That is the plan. No more spoilers then. I appreciate that. There's a chance I will watch it, although I will say there's probably a chance that other people in the chat, there's a higher chance that other people in the chat will be watching it other than me. So I would say mostly for their sakes. Also, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. No wonder I feel like I'm yelling trying to hear myself. I forgot to turn the music back down. Bad. He's not caught up yet, but I'll make him watch it with me when we have the time. Yeah, when we have the time, it's gonna be great. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's probably not gonna be Five Nights at Freddy's on Sunday, but fun fact, I don't know if this is necessarily a fun fact. I have actually never played Five Nights at Freddy's. I know, it's crazy. I want to say I have at least the first one. Pretty sure I have the first one. I think that's the only one that I have. Five Nights, okay, somewhere I have Five Nights at Freddy's. I swear I do. Actually, I know that I have Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm pretty sure that I have it on Epic. Maybe GOG? One of those places. Anyway, yes, I do know that it's really good.
Axel_Benedict cheered 5 bits. If I bought you the FNAF games, would you play them?
Yes. Yes, I would. Oh. How about this? So, what would that be? Okay, so not next week, but the week after that. The 26th, the 28th, and the 30th. The week of Halloween. That is also the last week of the month. We could do a, like, Halloween gaming stream week instead of doing game dev stuff. I would just scare the pants off of myself playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe we could do that. That could be a fun time. I think that'd be a blast. Let's see. Let's see, how's everyone tonight? Doing absolutely fantastic. Fairwinkling says, if your friends jumped off a bridge into FNAF, would you jump too? If there was pizza and cookies, then yes, absolutely I would. What if I dare you to play and get all FNAF game endings? Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if I can necessarily finish all the FNAF games or get all the endings, but I would definitely start the first, and we would just start playing, and we would play as far as we possibly could that week of Halloween. I feel like that would be a fun Halloween stream to do, is doing FNAF and just seeing how far we can get. Maybe. We need to set up a donation pool. There we go. We'll do a donation pool, and if we can reach the amount that it would cost to buy Five Nights at Freddy's, then we'll do it. Maybe we should do a subathon. Oh, could do that as well. That would be fun. We all know who would keep it afloat. I know what you're talking about. Not a clue. I'm halfway there to getting a dare ready. Oh, you're getting close. Then you are getting close. Coughs, Axel. I knew what you meant. All the FNAF games cost a lot. Aren't there like 7? There's like, or maybe even more than that, because there's like 4 or 5 in like the main series, but don't they have like a couple spin-off games too? I feel like that's the case.
Axel_Benedict cheered 5 bits. What's your favorite non-name brand artificial fruit juice flavor? AKA Kool-Aid, no reason, just curious.
Favorite non-brand artificial juice flavor. Wait. So like Kool-Aid, but isn't Kool-Aid a name brand? Because immediately my first thought, and this is probably just because I've been craving it, is the mango. I think it's either mango or peach, or maybe it's a peach mango V8. They're like fruity drink. I cannot drink their veggie drinks. V8 veggie drinks are terrible, but their fruity drinks are pretty good. I do actually really like their fruit drinks. But if you're meaning non-brand, I don't know. I don't know. You may have to define what you mean by non-name brand. Because when I hear Kool-Aid, I think that is being a name brand. Or is Kool-Aid not a name brand? Would like Capri Sun be considered a name brand?
Axel_Benedict cheered 5 bits. So a mango Kool-Aid for the next Q Alliance meeting.
Okay, now I see where you're going. Okay, I get it now. Yes, we want to make sure we've got a really good drink for the next Alliance meeting. Yeah. Gotta make sure it's the good one. Lots of flavor. Lots of covering flavor. Very important stuff. The more you're thinking of the old ones. There are more you're thinking of the old ones. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking of the original. And so if there are more than that, that is crazy to me. I would need to dig into my credit card funds Don't do it. Don't do it, Axel. Also, you need to play the not common ones to do OF the FNAF games. To OnlyFans the FNAF games? I don't know which ones you're talking about, though. I know you didn't mean OnlyFans. I love Splash, but V8 is horrible. That's what it's called, Splash. It has been so long. Yeah, Splash. I absolutely love Splash. Splash is really good. Almost done with furniture. Ooh, that's really good, Jesse. Yeah, I don't envy you. Putting together furniture is not fun. Not fun at all. I don't enjoy it. It's fun once you're done, but doing it, like, my knees hurt so bad when I'm doing stuff like that. Not good. Not good. Means the chat, Moonwood never works. We're in a cult. Oops, I mean, alliance. Alliance. We're in the Bread Alliance.
Bread.
Exactly. Don't you forget it. Anyway, all right. Well, welcome everyone. Glad you were here. So if you remember from last stream, we were working on that gem sorting game, and we got stuff done. We got stuff done. Oh no. Oh no. Oh crap. Hold up. Hold please. Give me 2 seconds. I just realized I may be missing something that would be very awkward to not have. That's okay. I mean, we can recreate it. We can recreate it. I did it once. I can do it again. So anyway, so we were working on that stuff, right? And it was great. It's fantastic. Working on all sorts of good stuff. But I started realizing as I was going along that it was not. Okay, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. So this is the version of, I guess technically this is the version here too. So yeah, so we got it kind of working, right? Which is great. And I was very happy that we got the little bit working that we did, okay? Everything's set up, it randomly pulls in gems, as long as it doesn't bug out and puts all the same colors and all the same ones. Great, absolutely fantastic. And we got it working to where, like, you know, you can select this first one and you can put it into here. Great, fantastic. Do you know how much code went into just that? Because I can't put them anywhere else. Like, I can select this one, I can't put it in here, I can't put it in here, I can only move it to here. But I can only move it here if the other colors are matching here. So since these are green, I can't move these over. And if I select this one, I can't move it anywhere else. I can't select here and have it go anywhere else. Like, it's that's literally all we had. All we had. And this is the amount of code that it takes for that. So this is the spawning. So not a whole lot. This is just the random spawns. Fine, that's nothing that. This is the amount of code that we have that is making it so you can move from vial 1 to vial 4. That is everything that's going into it. And so I know I said I was going to do it, you know, take care of it off stream. I was like, you know what, I'll just take care of the rest of it. It's tedious stuff, copy, paste, whatever. So I started doing that. I started copying, pasting. And I realized, so basically from here, so the vial 4, so this is where it starts, right here, right? Basically from here down, all of this is what makes it so you can move from 1 to 4. And I started copying and pasting, but then I realized, oh wait, I need to, like, I literally have to duplicate all of this again to go from 2 to 4, and then 3 to 4. And that would just be from 2 vial 4. Then we would have to, so that would be 3 times the amount of code. 3 times the amount? I would have to do this 2 more times. So 200% more code replicating this, right? And then I realized I would then have to do that 3 more times on top of that. And I'm like, okay, that is just a ridiculous amount of code. This is stupid. So I was like, okay, what if I just, maybe I approach it from a different angle? And so I started looking at it from a different angle, trying to like do it a little bit more sound, I guess you could say, trying to get it just right. And I'm like, this is not working. This is not going to work well. Trying to, even using JavaScript, trying to essentially event out the orb matching in RPG Maker doesn't work well. Not at all. I'm sure there are much more efficient ways I probably could have done it if I spent enough time thinking about, like, actually processing what is the best way to make this work. But I was just like, this is not good. This is not good. This is not going to work. So I decided to move on. So went back to the drawing board. So today I was kind of brainstorming while I was at work on my lunch break, and I was just like, okay, like what kind of other puzzle could we do? What's like a quick fun puzzle that you maybe find in other games? I was like, what would be a good like? So I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, and then my brain started going to Skyrim. I was like, okay, like what kind of puzzles are in Skyrim? I'm like, okay, you got the lock picking, like we could maybe, but I'm like, we don't want to do lock picking for a trap room. And so like I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, what about that whole where you got like the 3 discs and you gotta like rotate them and get into like the right position, and then once you get all like the glyphs lined up, then you're good to go and you win. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, how am I gonna make this work? So kind of like, you know, got a little bit of like concept out there, and I'm like, okay, like man, it just looks like a target, whatever. But then we also ran into the issue of in RPG Maker, you know, obviously we have the, you know, I've got the whole way to like make clickable boxes, right? I can be like, hey, so long as, you know, if the cursor is within, you know, X and Y, you know, coordinates here down to X and Y coordinates here, and you can make any kind of rectangle or square, whatever you want, so long as it has 4 corners. It works great. But I was like, okay, how would I do this with a square box? And I'm like, I just, you can't, because it's like, if we were to do a square box around this, you then all of a sudden have these corners here where like if the player clicks it, it would be like, okay, you're going here. And then same thing here, you know, if you go here, it's yeah. So like, okay, can you create a selectable box in like a circular, so not a box, but like a circular selectable area in RPG Maker with JavaScript? You can, with a little bit of Googling, and then a little bit of ChatGPT to figure out why my code wasn't working after I did a whole bunch of Googling and looking around. I finally got it working, and apparently I left it on a flash drive that I left at work. So that's fun. But like I was saying, we've done it once, we can do it again. So basically the idea is it'll be kind of like that. So it'll be, you know, this box here, and then you'll have the 3 circles in it. So this, again, like this is the concept. And then I kind of tried to work out just a little bit more. So this is what we got looking like. Hopefully this looks fun, interesting. So yeah, so basically it'll be a thing. What just happened? Keep going. New subs. What? You're at 25% of the way to completing your goal. I guess someone resubbed and it didn't say anything. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate that. You did, and it didn't say anything. I don't know. Anyway, so this is what we got, and then basically you'll click the areas and it will rotate. It'll have each one of these discs at a random rotation, and then you have to get it aligned so it's, you know, red's facing up, green's facing right, and then blue's facing down, and purple facing that way. And it'll just be, you know, random positions.
Welcome to the Moonwood Alliance, Dylan Thomas 55.
Dylan, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate that. 4 months. 4 months is crazy. Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? Kid's sketchy. Back to you. Thank you so much, Dylan. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, so that is the plan. And now I just have to see if I can remember the code that I did. I wonder, actually. I think that I put my code into ChatGPT. Remember when I was like, hey, this thing is not working. What do I do? And I think, let's see. Was I signed in though? That is the real question. I don't use ChatGPT enough to usually bother being signed in. Oh. Yes. Okay. Whew. Thank freaking goodness. There we go. All right. So basically, here is how it works. So let's close that. Hold this up. Okay. Yes. So, yeah. So here we go. So general idea. Let's come over here. We want to do a conditional branch right here. And then this is the code that I have, which is just, this is why I would not want to rewrite it. It was very, for my non-JavaScript brain, trying to understand and figure all of this stuff out was a little crazy. Okay, so this was before I made the changes. So I centered it, so 640 by 360, and then we basically just got math, and then it takes into the CX and the CY, and then here is the dimensions, and then the issue turned into, I needed to do 100 divided by 2, and we that. Over here. Wait. Crap. Yes, okay. Whew. Yeah. So, yeah, so you're 640 and you are 360. And back over here, we do 100 divided by 2. And then over here, we do 140 divided by 2. Now, the reason why we're doing those sizes, basically, is it's the way that the dimension of the circumference of the diameter, that's the word, the diameter of the circle works. So, you know, going from 100 to 140. So let me just pull this up really quick here in Photoshop, if I can just show you really quickly. So basically, here's what a circle of 100, so the inner dimensions of 100 pixels, so that would be that. So actually, so the outer. So you'd have 140 diameter on the outer. The outer diameter is 140. That, and then we would have 100 on the inner diameter. Crap. 40, so then we go with 20. Come on. There we go. And so that would be basically the area that we could click in. Any pixel within here would be where we could click, which is fine. But the way that this code was working, at least the way that it was written originally before I just implemented that fix, was it was basically going to be doing, I believe it was 100 pixels from the center point out. And so it's not necessarily going from, you know, so say, for example, let me just... Why did I do it that way? Let's copy that, delete that. Come on. Deleted. Paste that in the center. Okay, so yeah, so basically, instead of it saying, hey, you know, this, the diameter of this circle is 140 pixels, instead of saying that, basically what it is saying from the center point, which is right here, it is now saying, go out 100 pixels, so it would say, go out this way, and that is the start of the selectable area, and then it goes out another 40 pixels. So it's essentially making the actual clickable area of the circle 40 pixels wide, which is great, but it also makes it much wider than I was expecting. So anyway, so adding the divided by 2 is basically doesn't matter like what size we make it, we can still put in the exact same size that we are seeing it as, and then it will basically tell the computer to cut that in half, and then we're good to go. Anyway, there's my horrible way of trying to explain the fix, because I only partway understand the code. Again, it was a lot of Googling and finding things, and then trying to put it all together, and then not working, and then being like, all right, ChatGPT, what did I do wrong here? And it's like, oh, yeah, you're an idiot. And I'm like, thank you, ChatGPT, I appreciate that. How do I do this? Then we got it all figured out. Okay, so that is the idea. That's what we're going to be doing, is all of that fun stuff. So let's do this, actually. Canvas size, we're going to say 1280. That's the freaking number we want. 1280 by 720. There we go. And then we come in here to do that. And then basically what we can do is we can say, we're going to save this as this PC, nope, downloads, Tomb of Vercilias, images, pictures. We're just going to call this thing ring 1. Sure. Actually, we should probably make it some kind of other color than that. Let's just do like a dark bluish. And we'll save that one as ring 1. 1. And then we'll make it a lighter bluish right there. Save this as ring 2. Ring 2. Go. And then in here, as long as everything goes well, oh my gosh. Yes. Wait, what? Oh, that's why okay. I was like, why is my phone blowing up? All right, let's see. Yes, so we got the else handler here. And so then basically what we can do is we can say, if you are within this circle, we can say Show picture, we'll just go with 100 or something like that, and we'll say ring 2, and then if you are not inside that, then we'll show ring 1. There we go. And now if we set that parallel process, we should be able to come in here, grab whatever, and then yeah, now we've got a circular radius that when we hover over, it will actually, activate the circle, which is great because again, I have been dealing with, freaking rectangular shapes for so long that it is crazy to have it actually work in a circular fashion. Yeah, good times. So anyways, that'll make it much easier to actually do the circles and have it, function as circles. Should be good times. Should be good times. All right. Let's see. What have I missed? Let's see. Wait. I'm in a cult. Something like that, Hootie Hand. Something like that. No. That's true. You're in an alliance, not a cult. But Moonwood said cult. I confused again. All right, it's an alliance. Yes, it's an alliance. That's Vile. I'll be here all week. Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate that. Do you mean 600% more code? Yeah, that sounds probably about right. Something like that. What he said, have you seen the robot dog, and do you think it would be a good Christmas gift? Claire, like a cat, I don't think you're still here. There we go. I have responded. Sorry, I was very focused and try not to get distracted. ChatGPT is AI, isn't it? Yes, it is. Let's see. Yeah, Dylan, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's go. No, it's a cult, but we pretend to be. We are an alliance. Alert lag then. When did you say the demo releases? I don't have any specific date yet. Just because they're just. Oh my gosh, there's just so much. I keep telling myself like, oh, in a month it's gonna be done. It's definitely gonna be done in a month. And then a month comes and goes, and like we've made a lot of progress. There's just so much to add and change and fix. On the bright side, at least most of the systems are done, and it's just adding content now. My goal is before the end of November, so hopefully a month and a half. That is the hope, the goal, and we're gonna see what happens. Moonwood working. Go to DEFCON 1. DEFCON 1. Let's try to get stuff done. I'm going to try to go to sleep, but I'll leave the stream running on my computer. Hoodie Hand, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm more impressed with that ChatGPT understood the assignment. I don't know why, but it doesn't cooperate with JavaScript code usually. Yeah, no, it definitely does not work very well with JavaScript code. So even after I put all of the stuff in, I'm trying to remember where I made my mistake. So I got most of this in here correctly. I believe it was... I think it was like this stuff right here, which is basically, the actual circular area of the circle. And I just did not have it in here right. Not great. And so it kind of corrected stuff here, but then it was the one that actually suggested that I did all of this, but without the, divided by 2. And so when I put it in and originally tested it, I was like, this circle seems larger than I was expecting. And so I was like, this is not working. Like, what's going on here? And it's like, oh, well, it probably is just seeing you're probably just showing the visual wrong. That's all. And I'm like, and so then I like went in and did some testing, and I'm like, okay, so I'm not doing the visual wrong. It is just calculating from the wrong spot. And so I go and I'm like, no, I had it right. Like, this is how I changed it and everything's fine now. And it's like, oh yeah, you're right. Good catch. I'm just like, this is why no one trusts ChatGPT with code, because it'll just spit this thing out and you're like, I hope this works. And if it doesn't work, then you're just kind of like, what's wrong? And it's like, oh, you're right. Oh, that's what you're trying to do? If you told me that before, I could have given the right code. And it's just like, nope. Okay, so there we go. So we are good to go there. So it'll show the ring and everything should be a top there. Okay, let's see here. So I think at this point we need to just get all of the assets exported from here. I don't know. I like it. I feel like there's just something maybe potentially slightly off with it, but I don't know what it is that might be slightly off. Like, I really like the design of it, but I feel like there's something about it that I'm just kind of like, I don't know. You'd have to worry about it. I'm on the fence whether we should get it or not. Yeah, I saw it earlier today, and I was also on the fence. I was like, I don't know. I worry about cheap robot dogs from Amazon. I always wonder and worry if it's actually going to work well or not. Yeah, so maybe we could just pass on it. We'll call it good. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I think it's fine for now. And if we have to go back in and change it, again, like all the code should be there as long as we stick with the same dimensions here. So let's get this thing in there. So we can do what do we need? So we've got the gems themselves. All the gems are gonna go on the rings. Then we've got the goals. The goals need to stay. Thank you for the 07. I appreciate that. So yeah, so I think all we need is we need to have this be its own thing. So the goals doesn't just look beautiful as soon as you strip everything away. It looks fine like that, and then you strip the rings away, and you're like, what? Doesn't look good. Zach says, a moment of silence for Windows 10.
Nice.
There we go. Or Windows 10. Or Windows 10. It's kind of crazy. Especially because Microsoft even specifically was like, Windows 10 will be the last Windows you'll ever have to download. That's just like, cool. They didn't have enough power over our PCs, and so they're like, nope, you have to download Windows 11 now. And now we have enough information on you. It's gonna be great. Yeah, it makes me mad. Very, very upset. As an IT guy, it makes me very upset now. But, oh well. Such is such. Bulb Turtle, hey, welcome. Glad you're here. How's your week going for you? Okay, so I think what we need to do is, yeah, so let's just export each one of these individually. So we need the gems, we need the rings. We also need this guy by itself. Okay, so here we go. So let's do this. Let's merge this all together. So let's do a little bit of dish. Copy that. And new. Go. So that is the actual thing itself. Doesn't it look just absolutely beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. This is trap 4. So this is gonna be trap 4-1. Okay. Let's see here. Now we need to get rid of all of that, and we're gonna go with rings and gems for number 1. Set center, and then we do ring number 2, gem number 2. That, there. And then last but not least, we need rings 3 and gems 3. Or vice versa. Merge that, copy that, paste it. Go. Now we have all of these things independent of each other, so we can, like, you know, flip them around and all that fun stuff. Times. Good times. Okay, so I think we can. Yeah, so that's already saved as 4-1. So we need you to be 4-2. We do not need these to be on their own huge things. I don't know what I'm doing there. Do this. We're going to do PNG. Save this as trap 4-2. Go. Close it. And then we get this guy right here. New. Save this as 4-3. Yes. Last but not least, let's get this guy right here. Copy you, paste you, new, save you as PNG 4-4. There we go. Let's see. Cameron says my computer will be going over to the dark side and open SUSE. Yeah, I mean SUSE is a good one. I've debated. There's some really good distros of Linux nowadays, and I have debated just switching to that. I don't know. Maybe. I was just in Utah this past weekend. Oh, really, Bulb Turtle? That's kind of cool. Where in Utah were you at? We'll see how close you maybe were or wasn't to where I am. Okay, so that should be good there. Fantastic. So, to come over here, we want to have it... Don't be afraid to distro hop. Yeah, and so that's kind of where I get a little bit nervous about, using Linux, is I love to get things set up the way that I want them, and I don't want them to change. And I have a really hard time when I set things up and I use it for a while and then I have to change everything. So I feel like I would actually suffer greatly from distro hopping. And so that's why I usually have worried about Linux in the past, just because I know there's so many options and you can't just pick one and then stick with it. Like you want to switch around if you're using Linux. And so I'm just like, well, I would be terrified of me like picking one and then feeling like I couldn't hop around because I'd be like, well, I have everything set up the way I want it. Why would I switch? Yeah, not fun. I did some hiking in Zion. Oh, okay. Yeah, Zion's a really very popular spot. Let's see. Zion, I want to say is about 4 hours south of where I'm at. So I'm closer up around like the Salt Lake City area. So yeah, that is super cool though. Zion is a really pretty place. I'm exactly the opposite. You're just ready to hop around. Yeah, it makes being an IT person very difficult, I will say, because here's the thing, like I love having like the latest phone, the latest thing, whatever it is. I mean, I don't do it as much anymore, but because it's crazy expensive. But a lot of the times, like it would just kill me to have to like whenever I would upgrade my phone, to have to like back up everything, and then once I had it all backed up, I then had to like reconfigure everything, and it just was not fun. But if you GitHub your dot files and stick them in the DE, in the same DE, yeah. Though I've stuck with OpenSUSE for a while now. Yeah, I know there are definitely ways around it, and I probably should take advantage of those ways. 4 hour road trip being close is so American. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, saying that you're close while being 4 hours away is a very American thing. Because here's the thing, like I consider us to live close to like, Zion, obviously, and that's like 4 hours away. Like I consider ourselves to live close to Las Vegas, and that's like an 8 hour drive. And I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. It's not that far. Like that's pretty close. Yeah, that's because there's just a whole lot of nothing between us and there. I mean, there's like a few things here and there, but like it's mostly a whole lot of nothing, and it's just a long drive. But I don't know. Let's see. Zach over on YouTube says, "What do you currently do in IT?" I am an IT manager. So I am basically the sole IT guy for the company that I work for, and yeah, it's fun. It's yeah, so it's get off of me. There we go. So it's basically just a lot of I mean, it can be anything from like fixing people's printers and resetting their passwords to negotiating sales contracts on chat solutions and I don't know, by like setting up new software for the whole company to use. It's I don't know. Yeah, that's it's fun. It's fun. But I do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I consider Idaho close because my family is only 3 hours away. There you go. There you go. Yeah, a lot of my family lives about 2.5 hours north, and I would also consider that pretty close. So, fun times. Fun times. Other favorite distros are KDE, Neon, Ubuntu, and Bazite. I don't think I've ever heard of Bazite. Huh. I may have to look up Bazite. I feel like Mint was probably like the last one that I used that I was like, this is a really fun UI. Like I just consider it like really fun. Yeah. Vegas is a 4 hour drive. I consider that close for me. That is pretty close. That is pretty close. Let's see. Zach says, nice. I'm doing similar work, but in a help desk / intern level. It is fun. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, it is a good time. I do enjoy it. I mean, that's where I started. So back in 2016, so almost 10 years ago, is where I started, was doing help desk stuff. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, did that for a few years and then switched over kind of like into like a sysadmin / network admin kind of role. It was like a smaller company. So, wearing a lot of hats. So did that for a few years, tried to kind of pivot over into web dev, and was not a fan. I was just like, I can't do this. And then I was like, where do I want to go with my career? I was like, I want to get into management. So was a service desk supervisor for a few months, and then became a service desk manager for a couple of years, and then now I'm an IT manager. And yeah, it's been a good time. I've learned a lot. It's been fun. You could travel the entirety of Italy north to south in 9 hours if you excluded islands. Jeez. Yeah. That's not bad. But I mean, that's true. I've seen like YouTube shorts about it before, where people talk about how it's like, you know, like the traveling around Europe is very different when you compare it to traveling around America. Because it's like in Europe, you can, like, if you drive, like you know, like you're saying, like 9, 10, 11, 12 hours, like you could visit, like given traffic and stuff like that, you could go through like 4 or 5 countries in some places, versus there are many states in America where you can drive for 12 hours straight nonstop going 80 miles an hour and you will still be in the same state. So yeah. To be fair, roads are chaotic compared to the American ones. Yeah, once you get outside of, you know, like cities and towns in America, you just cruise. Like, so long as there's not any issues on the road, as long as it's not some kind of crazy accident that happened, yeah, it's you just go. You're going 80 miles an hour, and it's a good time.
Unknown artist says, "Hello, Mr. Moonwood Games.
Hello.
I have a great offer for you.
Ooh.
I receive free marketing. You receive free advertising."
That does sound like a pretty great offer. You receive free marketing, and I receive free advertising. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more information on that one. Just a little bit more. Unknown artist. Old Troll says, south of California to north of California is like 13 hours. Actually, I think it's longer than that. Let me see here really quick, actually. Okay, pretty sure. Let me just all right, don't switch. Just get me out of here. There we go. Okay, I think. All right, if this pops up, nobody docks me. Okay. All right, I think we're good. So yeah, so if you were to go from, actually, let me just really quick. So if you were to go from the very northern part of California, and you were to go to the very far south of California, let's even just say just like San Diego. I know that's basically as far south as you can get. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so if you were to drive from like this very northern part of California, so almost in Oregon, and then if you were to drive all the way down here, just a little bit past Los Angeles, down to San Diego, so almost to Mexico, that is 12 hours and 10 minutes. And that is without traffic. Like that is if you were to travel right now, you know, it's later in the evening, so like, I mean, there's like a couple accidents here and there. Chances are when you're driving past Los Angeles, you are probably going to hit traffic. It's going to take a very long time. But yeah, so basically top to bottom California, that is almost 800 miles you would have to drive. Just driving, so you know, just to give like a rough example, so right here is Salt Lake City, which is fairly close to where I live, down to Las Vegas, all the way down to here. So like if you follow this stretch of road all the way up through Utah, up to around Salt Lake City, that takes, again, like it's about the same amount of time, roughly. I want to say, Salt Lake City to Vegas. Oh my gosh, that's only 6 hours. That is way less than I thought. All right, never mind. It's about 6 hours. A 6 hour drive, but it does go by fairly quickly. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But again, that would mean, so like if you were to start in like the very top part of Utah, which Utah is not that large of a state. Like, I mean, it's big, but like it's not huge. That would mean it's probably going to put you about a 6 hour drive to go from the very top north part of California, of Utah, to get all the way down to like St. George or something. So, good times. Great times. Hang on, gonna wait for Texas Peach to continue. Fair enough. The 15 freeway. Yeah, good old I-15. Figured it's 6 hours from Zion to Vegas. Was about 2 hours. True. One time I dozed myself. It was my first stream, and luckily, oh, you doxed yourself. You doxed yourself. It was my first stream, and luckily no one was watching, but I accidentally clicked on maps and it brought up my exact location address. Don't worry, I took down the vodka very quickly. Yeah, I accidentally did that once as well when I was very early on in my streams. I can't remember what it was that I pulled up. I pulled up some website that I had my address in, and yeah, and I pulled it up, and I didn't even think about it. It's like I was on the page for like 30 seconds. I'm like sitting there like looking at stuff, and then I looked over in the corner and I see my address, and I'm like, so I very quickly ended the live stream. This wasn't, I don't even think like hardly anyone was watching. There was maybe like one person watching at the time, and yeah, so I ended the live, deleted the VOD, and then started back up again. And I was like, all right, we're good. You can drive for 12 hours straight and see nothing but corn in the U.S. That's true. That's true. Yeah, a whole lot of nothing. That's why TV was invented. There's some beautiful places to see with a whole lot of nothing in the middle. All right, everybody, let's get through this thing. So first thing we want to do is we want to show 4-1, which is exactly what we want right here. There we go. There's 4-1. Isn't it just beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. After that, here's what we need to do. We need to say we want to set... Just for kicks and giggles.
Unknown artist says, I receive free marketing from you. In your next short or any short you give me a shout out. In return in my next short I give you a shout out. The ultimate sub for sub deal.
Ooh.
Ha 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 ha.
That's a pretty good sub for sub deal. I may have to take you up on this offer. I don't know when my next short is going to go up. I have gotten very lazy with my shorts, mostly just because I've not had a whole lot of time, and any bit amount of time that I have had has gone to other things. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Unknown artist. This very well could be the short you'll be watching in a month when I finally put it up. No, it'd probably be something other than this. It definitely would be something other than this. I'll find something though. But yeah, absolutely. I absolutely will give you a shout out on the next one. Maybe not the next one, but in a very soon future one. One viewer? Well, if you get doxxed, you know who it was. That's fair. I don't even know if the person was chatting either. Like, when I say this was very early on in my streaming, like, this was like a week or two into my streaming. So I was very new to it and did not know what I was doing. I didn't really have anyone chatting, really, either. It was just like people would come in, watch for a little bit, and then leave. So, you know, which is fine. That's fair. That's fair. All right, so let's do this. We're going to say, let's use puzzle piece. Let's use the puzzle pieces. We're going to use puzzle piece, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Axel_Benedict cheered 5 bits. My friend from the UK was complaining about how visiting her parents was horrible because that lived 45 minutes away. I explained to her I once took 4-hour rides 3 or 4 times a week to visit my friends.
It's true. It is true. Yeah, the driving in the United States is very, very different when you compare it to other parts of the world. And you just get so used to it, too. Like, I mean, you know, my wife's parents live like 30 minutes away from us, and that is like close. Like, we're like, oh yeah, you guys are like super close. That's great. I mean, I drive 30 minutes to work every day, like to and from. Yeah. I mean, heck, I drove. I've told my wife about this, so she already knows. So it's not like I'm revealing some big information. I drove. So back when I was 21, I drove like 18 hours to go see a girl because I thought that maybe I had a chance. I was like, you know what? It's worth it. Let's give it a shot. And yeah, drove 18 hours to go see her. Spent a few days there and then drove another 18 hours home. My car died the last like 2 hours of the drive home. So I had to I had to sleep in my car because it died at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I slept in my car on the side of the road until eventually, you know, I was able to get someone to come out and help. And I get home. I think it was probably about a week later, she dumped me, and I'm like, well, crap. So good times there. Anyway, yeah, a very American thing. Even for American, that's long. Yeah, it was a good drive. Good drive. Cameron Repath returned. Welcome back, Cameron. Welcome back. I mean, I understand Moon Man because of his family, but yeah. Did she drive 16 hours to help you? She did not. No. The closest person that could have helped was my grandpa, and so he was about like 40-ish minutes away from where I was at. But again, it was 1 a.m. I'm like, I'm not gonna call him at 1 a.m. and be like, hey grandpa, can you come help me? I'm stuck on the side of the road. So I waited until about 6 a.m. when I was like, okay, he's got to be up by now. He's an old man. They all get up at 6 a.m. anyway. So then I waited till then and I called in and I was like, hey, like, you know, I think it turned out he was already up at like 4 anyway. So I'm just like, could have called you a long time ago. But yeah, so then he drove over, helped tow my car to his place, and then waited for, I think it was my dad drove down to then pick me up. Yeah, it's fun. It was fun. My Idahoan family lives at 12 to 16 hours. Jeez, so 12-hour drives are normal to me. That is a very long time to drive. Nice of them. Very nice. Yeah, very nice of him. Yeah, and that car was just total. Like the engine exploded. Like, to be fair though, it was a very old car. It was a what was it? A Toyota. Gosh, a Toyota Tercel, I believe is what it was. Toyota Tercel. Yeah, that was the one. I think it was like this. No, it wouldn't have been an 86, but it was a very old car. A 94? It might have been a 94 Toyota Tercel. Yeah. Good times. That was my car when I was in my early 20s. Like it was a car that was like only a few years younger than I was at the time. So yeah. It may have even been older, because this actually looks like the body of the car, but then it was blue. It may have been an 80s car. Anyway, yeah. Again, this is why I wasn't very sad about it, because the car was like a $500 car. So it's not like I had lost a whole lot of money when the car died. It also gave me an opportunity to actually get another car, because yeah, my parents were like, you don't need anything crazy, just get one of these. And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, well, you also don't have any money, so get this. So it was kind of great to have a car that I had no car payment for the 5 months that I owned the car before it exploded. Are you oofing me? Why are there cars in the stream? Are you buying a new one? I should buy one of those. No, that was just one of the cars that I had in my early 20s. If you are ever in Winnemucca, Nevada, and the griddle still exists, very good breakfast stuff. Good to know. I don't go to Nevada very often, but when I do, right there on Winnemucca Boulevard, it's a miracle it worked for 16 hours straight. Well, that's the thing too, is I drove all the way down, because I drove down a little bit past Phoenix, Arizona. So I drove all the way from northern Utah down to southern Arizona, and then was down there for a few days, and then drove most of the way back. So it was almost 32 hours of driving in like less than a week that I did in that car, plus all the driving around town. Yeah, it was good times. Anyway, don't think Tomb of Vercilias Steam page has a car. I should put a car on there though. The car's final gift to you. I know, leaving me stranded. Legendary model of reliable cars is Fiat Panda, the old squared looking model. It's true, those things just ran forever. It's Winnemucca. It's a Native American word. That's probably why I'm having a very hard time pronouncing it. All right, everybody, we're gonna focus. We're gonna get this thing done, I swear. The 994 through 996. We're gonna say 994 through 996. We're gonna have it set it to a random number between 1 and 3. So that's going to actually determine 1 through 4. There we go. 1 through 4. That is going to determine the rotation of the different dials and all that fun stuff. Jesse says my commute to school was like an hour bus ride. Oh, gosh. An hour bus ride sounds absolutely horrible. Yeah, I'm trying to think back, because for anyone who isn't aware, I was homeschooled basically my entire life. I went to kindergarten, and that was it. And then after that, I was homeschooled the rest of my life. If you couldn't tell why I'm so weird. But the bus ride for when I was in kindergarten, I remember that thing was probably 40-ish minutes. But that's because our town was so small, the bus had to drive so far for everybody else, and we were near like the beginning of the route. And so we would go get picked up, and then we would be driving around for like freaking 40 minutes, picking up all the other kids. Not fun. Not fun at all. Especially on the very cold mornings. So, Guys, I think I know where Moon Man lives. Somewhere here. You're getting close. You're getting close. No, I'm just kidding. No, even. No, of course not. I don't live on Earth. Yo, homeschooling gang. Best. The best. Homeschoolers unite. I feel like most homeschoolers have to unite because nobody else will take our weird shenanigans. My commute to high school was 5 minutes. Yeah, my commute, once I was finally, because like once I got to high school, I also did like extracurricular activities. It's like I did like marching band, I did like choir, drama class and all that fun stuff. So once I was able actually to just drive to school, it was, maybe like 5 minutes, not too bad. But the actual bus ride, like going around and picking up all the kids, that thing took forever. Public schools couldn't handle the Moon Man. See, that's the way we're going to go with it. Yeah, the schools just could not handle me, and so I had to be homeschooled. That's it. Go Bulldogs. Yeah, go Bears. That was my school mascot. Good old Bear River Bears. Moon Man lives on the moon, of course. Yeah, exactly. I'm on the moon. He lives on the moon. I thought this was a well-established lore. That's a good point. Jesse says, the Tomb of Vercilias, secret boss, the truck from the lemonade on Elm Street. No. Just the... Oh my gosh, you finally get to Vercilias, and he's like he's monologuing, talking about how he's going to destroy you, and then the lemonade on Elm Street truck just pulls up out of nowhere, and is just like, I will end you. Then you got to kill him with lemonade. If you're homeschooled, you can't complain about the staff. Well, I still tried. The only problem is if you complained, the staff could smack you. And you couldn't really go home and complain to mom because it was mom. Anyway. Okay, so we've got our things here. We've got our stuff. We got our things. So we do that. We do not want to show this, though. What we want to do is we want to say... so we don't want to wait. We just want to say, show picture 29? I go with 29. It's kind of fun. Okay, so then we want to show this guy. We're going to show you at center, and we're going to do 640 by 360. That is going to center it. Same thing here. We're going to go with 30, and this is going to be 4-3. And then same thing here, 4-4. There we go. So 28, 29, 30, 31. All right, cool. Now comes the fun part. Now we actually need to set the rotation angle. So what we want to say is... How are we going to do this? Let's do... So with RPG Maker, their rotate picture is the dumbest thing in the world. So if you were to see, show picture, move picture, rotate picture, what would you assume if you could do rotate picture in RPG Maker? Would you assume you could say, all right, image layer 7, set the rotation of the image to be 280 degrees. No, you cannot do that in RPG Maker. You cannot set custom rotation angles. All you can do is you can say, hey, image layer 17, I want you to rotate at a speed of 1. Or you can say, I want you to rotate at a speed of -7. Just completely arbitrary speeds, like literally nothing to go off of. I think this is actually, maybe now that I think about it, I think this is actually degrees of rotation per frame. So it's rotating, 1 degree per frame. So you would rotate 60 degrees per second. Now that I think about it, that's actually probably... Anyway, but still, doesn't really give you any indication of that. And so basically, yeah, you can just say, hey, I want you to start rotating, and then it just rotates forever. And it never stops until you say, hey, picture 17, rotate at 0. And then it'll stop at that rotation. Not great. So, what you can do, though, if you're needed to rotate an image in RPG Maker, what you can say is you can say game screen dot picture. So we're gonna do picture 29, and we're gonna say, I believe, don't quote me on this, I think it's dot underscore. No, crap, what is it? Bollocks. I don't remember now. All right, here we go. So we want to say, let's pull up the console command. Let's go over here. Console command, just the console. So what we want to say is we want to say game screen dot picture dash picture. I can freaking spell. 1, 2. Okay, so yeah, so game screen picture 2. We've got the, oh, do they call it angle? Is that what they call it? Angle. Angle is 0. So I believe if we then say game screen picture 2 underscore angle. Nope. Is that, so it is actually dot underscore? Yes, dot under, okay. I didn't have it right. Dot underscore angle. Then we want to say, I think you can do equals, I don't know, like 55. Does that actually change it though? Yeah, it does. Look at that. It changed it. So what we can do, there we go. Happy day. The picture number 2 is now rotated to 55. Cool. So that is exactly what we want. That is what we want. So then we can come over here and we can say 29. We're gonna set the angle to be Oh man, what do we got? Oh, I've missed so much. Public schools can't handle the moon man. Thought this was well-established lore. Twinsies, lemonade Easter egg would be great. Johnny the Truck, ASDF movie 12 reference. Please say in a nasal loud clip. I do not remember episode 12. At least I don't remember that part. Maybe I do. I'd have to see it again. Today I learned that in Malaysia, Attack on Titan, since the Titans technically are naked, they wear pants since the Malaysian censorship is very strict. I almost wonder if that would make them a little bit less terrifying if they were actually wearing pants. While the Asgore meme song plays. Let's see, that's a mixed reference, but sure. Meme chaos. This might help. Oh yeah, I probably should have checked that. Probably should have. I got it eventually. But I do appreciate that, Dazu. I do appreciate that. It's the newest AP. Oh, the newest episode. Oh. Well, then I would not know. Look up a lot in Malaysia. That's fair. Oh, wait. Look up Attack on Titan in Malaysia. Attack on Titan, Malaysia. Hey, look at that. They got pants. Oh my gosh. What? Okay, I get... I get they want them to have pants. But did they really need to put them? This can't be real. There's no way they're wearing freaking pajama bottoms. This is not, okay, this is not real. No. Attack on Titan, but it's in Malaysia. There's no way. There's no way this is real. Wait, but the ASDF movie newer episode is 15. I thought you were talking about the Teen Titans, and I was like, TF kind of cartoons are you watching? That's the one I meant. Wait, which one? Oh, wait, oh, you meant, okay, you meant episode 15. Okay, yeah, this is, if this is actually real, that is cracking me up. I mean, it's what I'm seeing, like, all over. So, this must actually be real. That is hilarious. Yeah, I feel like this would be a little bit less scary. Because they're walking around in freaking pajama bottom. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. ASDF movie 15. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have not seen that one then. I have not been keeping up with ASDF movie for a very long time. All right, so here's what we need to do. So we need to set the angle, right? Well, we want to set the angle based off of the number that these things are, right? So like kind of like we've done before, so we're setting variables 994, 95, and 96 to equal a random number between 1 and 4. So what we can do is we can say set image layer 29. The angle is going to equal, we're going to say, we can say 90. Yeah, we'll say 90 times game variables dot value 994. So that's 90 times either 1, 2, 3, 4, which would get all the rotations correct, which would be great. And then we'll just say minus 90. Let's actually have that be outside of these parentheses. There we go. So that way, because what we need to do is we need to say, set this to be equal to 90 times either 1, 2, 3, 4, but then subtract that 90 so that 0 is red facing up. And then so on and so forth, and it goes around. Everything should be great. All right, so at that point, we should just be able to copy that, and then, I don't know why I'm creating new lines. Freaking just, there we go. So now we're going to say image layer 30 is going to be 90 times value 995. And then here at the very end, we're going to say image layer 31, 90 times 996 minus, there we go. There we go. I posted the newest version of Reroll. It's very much edited, changed. Oh! Wait, why did auto? Wait, what happened to auto? Type, but it in edited? Wait, I posted the newest version of Reroll. It's very much edited. Wait, type, put in edited. Oh, okay, so it's very much changed. Okay, that makes more sense. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that up because I would absolutely love to see what the changes you've made. Let's see. Sealick is posting seals. Love it. And Kivanica says, the way I came to your stream, right when you finish implementing controller functionality update to our game. Wait, what? Right when we finish implementing controller functionality update to our game. Hey, that's awesome. Very well done. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Ever heard of an elephant seal? Yes. Elephant seal. Yeah, he's got the goofy looking nose. Yeah, these guys. Oh man. Yes, I have heard of elephant seals. They crack me up. There's some animals that I just see them and I'm like, who are you? Why? Why do you exist? How do you exist? They're just so goofy looking. I love them. They're so cute. They're very cute. Goofy, but cute. It was a pain in the neck to figure out, but it was so worth it. Yeah, that kind of stuff is usually very frustrating, but is hopefully on the bright side. At least, yeah. At least it was well worth it. That is good. They look like that. They look like that one alien in Star Wars. Oh, Jabba. Oh, I was kind of thinking the flying guy who sells Anakin. Why can I not think of his name? Oh my gosh, what is his name? Yato? Is that his name? Yato? A Star Wars Yato. Not tattoo. Freaking. That's gonna drive me crazy. Oh my gosh, what is his name? Star Wars Episode 1 characters. I gotta see if I can get this figured out before someone actually who knows. Watto, that's his name, not Yato. Watto, freaking Watto. Yeah, they do definitely remind me of Watto. Yeah, look at that. It's a flying elephant seal. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought his name was Yato. Even Google was like, what the freak are you talking about? What's a Yado? Gee, that is terrifying. My gosh. I don't remember him looking that terrifying. Anyway, we're just going to close that now. Woo. Can I dare you to ban people? I mean, maybe. No, I can't ban someone just because they're not a fan of seals. That just means there's more seals for you, Sealic. They clog up the rec trail. Then again, they are cute, distinct, and take so much space. Wait, you have seals on your rec trail? Where do you live? Jeez. Ban them for 1 day. Just give a 1 day ban because someone dared me. There we go. Watto body pillow when? Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? No. Definitely no Watto pillows. No. But if you were going to get a Watto body pillow, I feel like has anyone ever used well, first of all, has anyone ever used a purple mattress? Let me purple mattress. So the purple mattress, basically the way that it works is it's made of like this jelly rubbery stuff, which is crazy. Like it is weird to sleep on. Anyway, so but because of the material that it's made of, it is extremely heavy. Like crazy heavy. I'm pretty sure that the king mattress weighs something like 300 pounds or something like that, 300 or 400 pounds. Like it is insane how well, one, expensive they are, but also just how heavy they are. Like they're crazy heavy. But you can buy pillows from them, and I'm pretty sure that you can buy like a king size or a queen size pillow that is, you know, just like this super long pillow. So we have a twin purple mattress pillow. I got it from like an old roommate. He bought a purple mattress. They gave him a pillow for free. He hated it, and so he was gonna throw it away, and I was like, I'll take it. I still have it somewhere, and that pillow is probably about, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds. Like, it is crazy how heavy it is. So I can only imagine how great it would be to have a Watto body pillow made from this purple mattress material. So not only is he going to be like super soft and very jelly feeling, he would also be very heavy. And you could have the weight of Watto laying upon you. I'm kind of surprised that more body pillows aren't made of this same stuff. Because I feel like that would be kind of fun to have a body pillow that actually weighed something. Anyway, there's a business idea for someone. Make body pillows, not just body pillows. Make body pillows out of the purple mattress stuff. So your body pillow weighs like 50 pounds, and you can receive sweet weight from your body. We're moving on. We're moving on. Had them for 5 minutes. Yeah, I gotta go. Where are you? Take some from Monterey. Nope. Or come visit. Why? I was saying nope to him, asking if we have purple mattress. Oh, okay, gotcha. I don't like this. No, please, no. Yeah, that got off on a weird tangent. We're not going that way. But maybe one day, Whitlash, maybe one day we will have a Watto body pillow that we can all have in the corner back there. You know how Moist Critical has the Watto statue? I'll just have a Watto body pillow. There we go. Live streaming, sewing a Watto into pillow. I don't know. No. Screams in terror. You all know it would be absolutely fantastic. All right, so here we go. So now we can show the images there, which is absolutely fantastic, and then we can change the angle of the images based on what the value of the variable is. So if we do a little bit of this, and we just go do, and then we do this, let's see what happens. Is it gonna error out? Probably gonna error out. Let's see what happens. Turn on full screen again, and we'll just grab one of those. All right, so let's turn on puzzle 4. Hey, look at that. It's all random rotations. So you got green, purple, and then if we refresh it and then we do it again, and turn that on, we've got red, purple. There we go. Random rotations. Absolutely fantastic. Great stuff. Okay. So, we've got that working, which is fantastic. That is great. Now we need to actually get it to where you can actually, you know, do stuff with it. So I believe we don't need this or this, and I think we can get rid of this loop. The showing the gems, we're not doing that either. This should be fine. I feel so bad. I feel so bad because some round dev...
Mathradog just redeemed stretch.
We're gonna do some stretching. I feel terrible because some random dev wrote a script to help me with this.
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
And now we're like not gonna use it. I'm gonna use it later because I would absolutely love to show more than 100 pictures in RPG Maker M. All right, everybody, let's do some stretching, and then we will start doing other stuff. Yeah. All right, everybody, here we go. This way. And the other way. Oh, and backwards. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see what else. Mathra has requested 10 chest benders. Let's get on that. All right, everybody, count them out with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Thank you, Mathra. I appreciate that. Get me up and moving. Get the blood pumping. Waddy pillow. All right, Whitlash. Gosh, the marketing is writing itself. Are you in need of a new Waddy pillow? Wait no more. Hey, could you technically stream in RPG Maker MZ? Well, what do you mean? Could you technically stream in RPG Maker MZ? I don't know what you mean by that, Cameron. Look at this doodle. Oh, look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Should do so. Moonwood Games should do so. I should stream out of RPG Maker. Math for dog. Look at this graph. It's going down. I've been doing squats and core strength workouts lately, so myself and I hurt. Yeah. Core and squats. That is not fun. Not fun at all. There's a reason that I do basically just upper body here because I don't have a good core or leg strength. I'll let you know when they're back. Let's see. I was reading the reference. There seems to be a WebSocket. Ooh. That's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Let's see. Hotel Soap 25. First of all, welcome. Glad you're here. I see your first time chatter. Says, what does C in CRPG mean? So C in the CRPG stands for computer RPG. Despite what you may think, because we have had a few people think that it meant like Chinese RPG, since, you know, JRPG stands for Japanese RPG. But yeah, so CRPG, yeah, just stands for computer RPG, which is kind of redundant nowadays, because, I mean, basically every single RPG is on computer. So anyway, yeah, so CRPG basically refers back to, you know, the late 80s, early 90s, where they would make RPGs that were specifically for computers. Because, you know, back in the day, like when you heard RPG, you mostly thought of like tabletop game. And so when you had a CRPG, which was an actual RPG on a computer, that was the difference. It's kind of like an outdated term nowadays. I just threw it on there because I'm like, might as well. Might as well. But anyway, yeah, Hotel Soap, I appreciate you being here. What?
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
All right, everybody. Let's get the music pumping so we can actually get through this in one piece. Here we go. All right, everybody, count them out with me. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of course, the song ends. Oof. Thank you, Mathra. I appreciate that. Oh, that one is always the one that gets my heart going. It makes me hard. Makes it hard to breathe. All right, stream's over. Ooh, now tabletop RPGs are the ones you need to specify. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the good old TTRPGs. 44, 64, 84, 19, 68, 78. Thank you, artist. Seems like you really believe in me. Oh, I bet he escaped the last workout. Joke's on him. I let him sit only to get back. Only to get back up and work out the legs as well. I see what you did there, Mathra. I see what you did. Also, how is your day going? How's your week so far? Okay, so let's do this. Just because I'm gonna do a little bit of this, just because I'm weird this way. I know that I could easily just figure that out again, but I'm just gonna comment out the code. Ugh, excuse me. For now. Okay, so let's get rid of all this stuff right here. We don't need any of that. And then we'll turn on A, and we'll call that good. So then we come over here, and this is everything that we had before. Great, fantastic. Get rid of it. It's all gone. Ooh, it's gone. Come back over here. Let's grab this conditional branch. So again, if you weren't here in the beginning of the stream, this is a JavaScript statement trying to get a circular radius where we can actually have that be like the clickable area. So instead of working with rectangles, which is what we have been working with for a whole bunch of our buttons in the game, this is going to work with a circular radius, so we can get actually something like this working, so you can actually click on these discs and have them rotate based on, you know, where you are clicking on the disc versus using a square. So with that, let's see, what would we need to actually make this work? Let's do the first. Yeah, let's do ring 1. So the ring 1 is going to be the inner ring. So ring 1, let's hide everything else. Ring 1's going to be there over to, I guess it would technically be here, 12. Yeah. It seems really small, but technically that is what it would be. So we want 12. Would it be 12 divided by 2? And then 60. I think that's right. Well, either way, let's do a little bit of this. So 30, so we can use 32. So if you're hovering in there, we're going to say, we're going to show you as, I don't know, additive at like 150 px. Actually, no. We're going to do this. We're going to come over here. We want to open up. Where are you? There you go. Downloads, Tomb of Vercilias, images, pictures. I'm going to come down here to the traps. Trap puzzle 4-2. So let's open this up in shop. And then the general idea is going to be, we're going to say, let's color overlay with white. And then we're going to say inner shadow. Let's grab like a lighter. Well, yeah. Lighter. Throw that right there, and then we're gonna say, coming down from the top, yeah, that should be good. So inner shadow, so let's delete, add another one, change you to a 0% angle, negative 90 degree angle, and 180 degree angle. Go. That gives us a good outline, and then what we're gonna do is merge that down. Select the inner here. Oh, tolerance of 1. Select the inner here. Delete that. No. Yes. Let's delete that. And then we're just going to change you to be a very light. Let's go like, I don't know, 25% opacity of. Let's do the color palette, actually. So we want this color for here. That already is. Okay, cool. And that's set back down to 25. Grab the lightest of the light. Put that in there. Oh, that's all that is. Let's go with... that should be good. That should be good. Yeah. Fill it in with 25%. There we go. Okay, and let's save this as trap puzzle 4 dash. So we got 4-4, 4-5. 4-5. Okay, and then over here, we're going to say if you are hovering over it, we're going to show image layer 32, 4-5. There we go. Should we keep it as additive or just go back down to normal? We'll just go back to down to normal, do 25% or 255%, 255 opacity. There we go. All right, so if you're in there, do that. If not, then we're going to say erase image layer 32. Cool. So, with any luck, that should work. With any luck. Is it going to work? Who knows? Let's see what happens. Here, turn on puzzle 4. Should show everything, and if I hover here... Ooh, okay, that is not what we want then. Oh, wait. Crap. Okay, I did do that wrong. So we want to go the total width, so 24 pixels. Yes. Okay, so I was already having this. Dang it. Yeah, let's just do that then. Let's just say 12. Let's get rid of the divided by 2. That should be fine. So 12 by 60. That should be good. That should put us within... Oh, wait, what? I'm so sorry. I made some changes. Save that. Refresh. There we go. Okay, my bad. I did not mean to be making those changes off the screen, but I did, and we're good to go now. There we go. Now when we hover over it, it highlights. You know where you're going, where you're at, where you're to. Happy day. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. That's fun. That's a good time, actually. I really like that. That is a lot of fun. I do think it's a little bit too much of a highlight, probably. So maybe what we're gonna do, we're gonna say, let's just do additive. So you're not doing the actual full thing. Okay, go. Oh, well, that's actually not too bad. I'm kind of okay with that. I think I might make it slightly dimmer, and then we'll call that good. So let's go down to, and when I say slightly, I mean we're gonna go to like 125 opacity. Okay, this one should have us good and set, and we can adjust it later on. For now, we just want to. Okay, there we go. That is a subtle enough highlight where it's like, okay, this is the one you're hovering over. Fantastic, awesome, good times. Let's see here. What have I missed? Okay, I'm gonna go from the bottom up until I start recognizing chats. Axel says, what would you do in the event of a zombie outbreak? The Walking Dead zombies. That's my personal idea of a real zombie. Believe it or not, I am actually partway prepared for a zombie outbreak. I actually have preps in place for a nuclear disaster. That's actually technically the preps that I have ready to go. Like I've got like water, food storage, weapons, things like that, like solar panels, batteries and things like that. Like I legit have like things ready in case of nuclear Armageddon, which would kind of, I feel like, stem into a little bit of zombies. So basically the idea would be I would stay right where we're at. I know the whole idea of, you know, it's oh, run away, get out, run. It's like freaking you're in a house with doors and locks and walls, and it's like why would I go outside when I could stay in my basement that I have prepped and have all ready to face off against the zombies. So that's what I would do. I actually have a corner in our basement that is like in the like very far corners. So it's not quite under our porch, but it's like right next to our porch. So we've got like freaking I don't know, feet thick of like dirt and concrete because of our front porch. It's like that would help like reduce like blast damage. And yeah, and then it's just in a nice little corner where I've got a couple 100 gallons of water. We've got food storage. We've got medical supplies, heating stuff, and yeah, good times. Ezra says, "Gasp! Moon is a prepper." I kind of am. I get it from my dad. My dad was super into prepping, like so much so to the point where he actually formed his own like emergency response team, where like in the event of a disaster, he had like 4 or 5 guys and like their families where they would like meet somewhat regularly to talk about their plans. Like he had like one of the people was a doctor, the other guy was a dentist, the other guy was a mechanic, and my dad was like a general handyman. And they would meet every now and then to like discuss like what they would do, where they would go. Like they all had their so he was like actual prepper. I am like the minimal of like, I have some things ready just in case. Who knows? But yeah, some of those people that like I knew growing up because of my dad there was one guy, he was so convinced that the world was going to end like 6 months from when he made all these decisions. He quit his job, sold basically all of their possessions. Mind you, he was married. They had like 3 kids. Quit his job, sold all of like their possessions, like anything that they wouldn't need for preps, all so that he can go out and buy. He like bought an RV. He got it all outfitted with solar panels, batteries. Bought all like this stuff to like be able to grow food and process water. Like just spent months just like researching on how to do things. Like bought hundreds of books. And well, spoiler alert, the world hasn't ended yet. This was about 20 years ago. Yeah, I still feel very bad for his wife and kids because they went along with it, and I'm like, I am so glad that my dad wasn't quite that extreme. He still lived his life. He didn't spend all of our money doing all this stuff. So anyway, so when I think of myself, I'm like, I am nowhere near as extreme as a lot of people are out there. I don't have an underground bunker, so yet. Just so everybody's aware, every single donation, every single sub, every single bit is going towards my eventual underground bunker. Maybe, if my wife will let me. I'm prepared for the end of the world. However, I do not fear it. That's fair. I feel like that's probably one of the most important things is you gotta make sure that you're not scared of it. Bottled water has an expiration date for a reason. That's true. It does. You gotta make sure you're swapping that stuff out. The problem with water is you gotta make sure it stays potable. Oh, yeah. True. Let's see here. Nuclear bomb. I've never watched Walking Dead. Walking Dead's really good. Well, the first like 4 to 5 seasons are really good. Then after that, it gets a little out there. I am not a fan of the later seasons of Walking Dead. I'll just say it. I actually stopped watching after like season 7 because it just like I think that I got to Terminus or whatever it's called, Terminus, and I think that was like season 4, maybe 5, and I was just like, I'm like, they just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'm just like, all right, I'm done. Like the danger in the show was no longer the zombies. The zombies were just like a nuisance. Like the real danger were the people, which like I get if they're like trying to, they're trying to be all like, oh, people are more dangerous than zombies. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. But I'm like, I want to watch a zombie show and have the zombies be the scary things, not, oh no, this guy's crazy. I'm like, I know there's crazy people out there. There are crazy people out there, just in case you were wondering. Anyway, so. Let's see. Okay, what else have I missed? Let's see. Wow, dev stream without the watching the dev part. I know, and I'm so sorry. Let's see. Mather says, oh, are you going to have a spinny puzzle to watch the pipeline? Wait, the pipeline. Wait. We are going to have a spinny puzzle. So I know you probably missed this part of the stream. So I was working on the whole like, sorting gems in the vials thing. And it was just not working well. It was just way too much, and I was like, this is not gonna work well. So we have scrapped that. Basically, all of last stream is for naught because that is no longer a puzzle in the game. So we're switching to a spinny puzzle now, which hopefully should work a little bit better. Hopefully. Why not just tint the PNG with HTML? Because you can't, unfortunately. So yeah, so JavaScript. RPG Maker uses JavaScript. And like you can tint pictures. I can do that. the problem with tinting them. Okay, so here, let me actually here. I'll show you kind of what's going on. So let's actually do this. Let's do how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? Let's do. Actually, what am I doing? Let's do this. We're gonna set this to be so 60. So then we're gonna say 61 to, I don't know, 120. Sure. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say, instead of showing this image, we are going to just tint picture number 29. I'm gonna tint it up to, I don't know, let's just kind of like increase this to I don't know, 51. Sure, 51. That'll work. Okay, so basically here's what it's going to look like. The difference that it's going to look like between tinting the picture and then having the picture having like a different picture show over it to kind of like actually do the highlight. So here we go. Let me just show you really quick. Wait a minute. In Switzerland, to be able to have a habitable house, you need to have a bunker for nuclear disasters. That is true, yeah. Switzerland is on top of it. As someone who's watched all The Walking Dead, the problem is the plot armor. Other than that, it's just too realistic. Yeah, fair. Required. I sometimes wish that was the same thing here. Because then I can be like, sorry, honey, I have to have a bomb shelter. It's required. Some Randev says, I cry. I like that puzzle. I'm so sorry. It was just... It was getting the amount of conditional branches that I had to have to like be checking everything. I was like, this is not worth it. So unfortunately, and I'm so sorry. The bouncing was so mesmerizing. I'll have to do something else with bouncing. But actually, some Randev, I did figure some things out that I'm very proud of actually, which I will show you here in a little bit. I now have working circular radius things and stuff. Anyway, oh. Crap, I just realized I need to also adjust this. We need to tint the picture back to 0, 0, 0. So if you're not in there. There we go. That would do it. So anyway, yeah, so I now have like circular radius to like work off of circles. So that's exciting stuff. So you can like go into the corners and it actually reacts properly. It's a good time. It's a great time, actually. So anyway, so I think I'm actually standing corrected here. Am I standing corrected here? Oh my gosh. I think I am. Dazu, I should have listened to you in the beginning. That looks so much better than that. That versus that? Oh my gosh. What the freak am I doing with my life? Dazu, you are a savior, Dazu. Thank you. I do not need to show a picture. I just need to freaking tint the picture. I am an idiot. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that looks way better. Way better. Your poor conditional script input is stuffed. Yeah, that's a good time. But anyway, yeah, this is what I got going on right here. Yeah, it's just grabbing the X variable and the Y variable for the actual position of the mouse. And yeah, they were calculating a whole bunch of radius stuff. It's a good time. It was a lot of Googling, but I got to figure it out eventually. I got it there. Anyway, yeah, good times. Moon was talking about body pillows earlier. That's true. I was talking about body pillows earlier. We're gonna make a Watto body pillow. You know Watto from Star Wars Episode 1. That guy that sells Anakin. I was gonna say into slavery. He sold him from out of slavery. Yeah, we're gonna make a Watto body pillow. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Of course I do. I figured you would. Yeah, we're gonna make a life-size body pillow. And if you are familiar with the purple mattress, we're gonna use that material so that he's nice and weighty. I want to grab the nose. Yeah, we started talking about him because we were talking about elephant seals, and then I was like, you know who he looks like? He looks a lot like an elephant seal. I gotta go now. Bye, Unknowners. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you on the Thursday stream. But yeah, until then, take care. Good luck. All right, so now we need to grab the actual radius for this guy as well. So radius that we got going on here. Let's pull up the next ring here. So the next ring is going to be, so from the center point to 56. We need 56. Yep. And then the outer radius is 104. 104. Crap. Dang it. I changed the wrong one. You're 1260. You need to be the one that I change. Dang it. All right, 56. 56. And what was it? 104? 104. There we go. Okay, yes, cool. 104. All right, so then if you are in there, then what we want to do is we want to tint the picture number 30. If you're outside, we want to say tint picture 30 down, back down to. So yeah, so we want to do 51, 51, 51. And then last but not least, we want to do a little bit of dish and do a little bit of dish, and then let's do a little bit of dish. Say 31, also set back down to that. One set up to that, and then let's get this ring here. This is going to be, the inner radius is 100. And you are going to be 148. 148. Cool. So, if all of that is correct, we should be able to come in here, and we should be able to... Wow, that's a lot of Nick's had of Divine Wisdom. Oh my. I hit F5 instead of F9. All right. Let's turn on this switch here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh, good heavens. Oh, no. No. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay. I'm not stupid. I'm just not advanced. Okay, so set 31 and 30 to be 0, and then you can be that. And then you need to be 31 and 29, and then you need to be 30 and 29. So that's the problem also with RPG Maker and tinting pictures, is when you tint a picture, it maintains that tint. I mean, I guess it's not a problem. It just, yeah, it will maintain that tint until you then tell it, hey, don't be this tint anymore. And so then you have to go in and set it off of that tint. Anyway, there we go. Now it's still... No, that's right. It just looks... It almost looks like the middle one kind of gets some kind of a highlight. All right, maybe 51 across the board is too much of a highlight. I almost feel like that's too much of a highlight, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But I just, oh, I'm so happy that I got the radius working. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Oh, that's the problem. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. We need to switch some things around. I just realized what the problem is. Jesse says you could use your old obelisk image and have it spin. Maybe use dials on the base of it to rotate parts. We could do that as well. We could do one of those. Because I almost feel like this puzzle is going to be kind of fun, and I maybe want to have like almost the exact same thing, just like with a different visual. And we could use the old obelisk for that. And yes, Jesse, I'm going to take your suggestion seriously. But we're going to put like 2 dials. So a small one here and a small one here. How's that for you, Jesse? Jesse. I always appreciate your commentary. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to actually swap these around. So we're going to say... How are we going to do this? I think 29 needs to be 31, 30 can be 30, and 31 needs to be 29. Yeah. They're basically just swapping these two right here, because we need to have the center dial be on top of the other dials. I think that's what the problem is. Yeah. I think this should actually work. I hope. I guess we'll see. What happens. Over here, let's turn that on. Nope, that one. Okay, yep, that looks better. And look at that. You can be like, whoop, 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 whoop. That's so satisfying. Oh my gosh. I know it's a simple thing. I know it is very simple. Like, to be like, well, yeah, it's a circle, and if you hover over the circle, it does its thing. And I'm like, no. You don't get it. It is a great feat in RPG Maker to get something like this working. So, it makes me very happy, okay? I'm just saying. And you can ask some random dev. I said some random again. You can ask some random dev. You can ask Whitlash. This is exciting stuff. It is very exciting stuff right here. For anyone who doesn't think it is. Back me up on this right here. Back me up on this. Very exciting stuff, okay? Anyway, so now we can hover over them. That is absolutely fantastic. Now we need to get it so you can actually rotate the things as well. Jesse says, I was about to say that. I'm glad that I was able to finish your thought before you had the chance. So like I said, the rotation of pictures in RPG Maker, not great. Not great. So maybe darken the unselected, I guess. We could do that. I almost feel like maybe it's because 51 is just like too much. So I almost wonder if we do like 35. Like, because I don't need it to be anything crazy, you know, like it doesn't need to be anything nuts. So I think we do like 35, just a little bit less. So it's not as much in your face. I think that should feel better. And we can always darken it later. If we still feel like it's just a little bit too much of a highlight, we can go back, we can darken it just a little bit more. Yeah, it doesn't need to be anything crazy. It just needs to be just the slightest bit to be like, oh, this is the one you're hovering over. Like, obviously, you're going to have the cursor there, so you know which one you're hovering over. But I feel like having just a slight highlight helps just that much more to be like, oh, yeah, that's the one I'm hovering over. Yeah. Yeah. But we could also darken it, too. If we feel like it's just not working quite right, and if we make it just dim enough to the point where we're like, well, it doesn't even feel like a highlight anymore, we could also look into dimming the other ones as well. All right, so let's do this. Let's, ooh, that's right. That's what okay, yeah. So like I was saying, the rotation of images in RPG Maker is not great. You can set a rotation angle. Obviously, you know, we did it right here. We're just saying, hey, set image layer 31's angle to be equal to 90 times that variable minus 90. It's fine. Like, it's setting the rotation, everything's fine. But that is just setting it. It doesn't have any kind of like rotational animation or anything like that. It just goes, this is the rotation angle. There you go. But then also with RPG Maker, the only thing you can do when it comes to rotating an image is you can say, hey, rotate picture to be this, you know, be like a rotation speed 7, and then it, you know, does its thing. So we've got a couple different options, because I'm sure there's some kind of mathematical equation that I could probably spend hours on and maybe get it figured out, where I could click and hold and drag, and I could like rotate the image while I'm clicking and dragging. Maybe. That is a huge maybe. Probably even not that. I don't think I could, actually. I don't think I could. So the other thing that I'm kind of thinking we could maybe do is 2 options. One, we could have it be where if you just click on the image and you click and hold, then it rotates the image. We could do something like that. So let me just kind of show what that would look like. So if we come over here, in here. Come on. There we go. Press release. That's what it. Touch input is released. We would just say if you are in here, and then conditional branch. If you are released. No, on this one we would actually want if you are pressed. So if you're pressed, we're going to say rotate image 31 to speed of like, I don't know, 2, something like that. And then if you're not pressed, set it to 0. Yeah, so then basically, essentially what we could do is you could just have it be when you are pressing on the ring itself, it'll rotate the image, and then you have to rotate it to a as specific as close as you can get. Anyway, let's pull this up really quick, and then if we go over here, turn on 4, we can click and hold, and it'll start rotating. And if we release, it stops. Oh, jeez. Close enough. Anyway, oh, that's actually cool. So, yeah, so we can do something like that where it's like you have to click and hold, and you have to like get it closely lined up, and then if you get it close enough, it'll kind of like snap into place. That is something we could do. We do something like that. Let's see, Lazarla says, Hello Kitty mental illness is my favorite aesthetic. It is the greatest. Also, Lazarla, welcome. Glad you're here. I feel like it has been a very long time. Welcome, welcome. I hope life's going well for you. Dazu says, whoa. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Like a record, baby, right round, round, round. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby. Hold up. No, that wouldn't. That wouldn't. Actually, I'm trying to think now. What if the puzzle spawns spinning, they're already spinning, and then you've got to click on them to get them to stop. So when you click them, they stop, and then if they're not quite right, they all start spinning again. Ooh. I kind of like this idea, actually. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. So they spawn, they set the rotation, and then 31 is going to start at 4. 30 is going to start at 3, and 29 is going to start at 2. Then we're going to say when you are released. Dang it. Yeah, released. Set the rotation to be equal to 0. Don't have a conditional branch. There we go. Just say 30 and 29. All right. Let's see what kind of weird shenanigans this thing's up to now. Ooh. Then you got to be like, all right, I got to stop this on red. Stop this one on red. Red. And as long as it's close enough, then they kind of all click into place. Actually, I kind of like that. Okay, so there's that method. We could go with that method. That would maybe be fun. Maybe. Let me check something really quick. Let me pull up the developer console. So if we say game screen dot picture 31 dot underscore angle 1432. Balls. That's what I was worried about. So when it's rotating, it's gonna just keep adding to that rotation angle. It never actually resets. It'll never actually say, oh, once you've reached the full 360, reset back to 0, and then go again, 360, reset, 360, reset. So that kind of sucks, because it literally just keep adding to that number. Infinitely, I presume. Do you know how to defeat an ostrich? I would probably shoot it. That's how I would defeat an ostrich. How would you defeat an ostrich? Looks good. Thank you, Dazu. Yeah, I'm on the fence. I really like it. I like that it's, comes out, kind of just like comes out the gate swinging, It's like, hey, this is me. I'm a thing. Don't mess with me. Kind of a thing, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna give people, I don't know, some kind of problem, I don't know. like if you're like super sensitive to like rotating objects, I don't know if it's gonna like cause issues there to have all three rotating at the same time. But it almost kind of does turn into, if you remember Mario Party, where if you remember like the old Mario parties, I don't know if they have them in the newer ones. I haven't really played much of the newer ones, but the old Mario parties. So they used to have this little mini game. It was like a little happening block where you would either trade coins or stars between one and another player. And then basically the idea is with every time, so like so it has the rotating blocks of like the player who it's coming from, and then it has a center block where it's saying, are you trading coins or stars, and is it going one way or the other? And then the last block is who it's going to. And then when you hit the first block, the other two blocks start spinning faster, and then when it gets down to the last block, it just starts spinning super fast. I almost wonder if we could do something like this, where it's like all three of these are spinning at the same, speed, and then as soon as you do one of them, then the other two speed up, and then as soon as it's just down to the last one, then it's spinning like really fast, and then you got to get really close. I kind of actually really like that idea. I was just reading up on the subject. Use a long weapon. That would make sense. If you're forced to defend yourself against an ostrich, avoid close quarters combat. Yeah, I don't think I would want to fight an ostrich in close quarters combat. That just sounds terrifying. If you have a gun and need to use it, aim for the ostrich's main body to better ensure hitting your target, although they will be attacking with their legs and or beak. Their legs and neck are very thin and easy to miss. That is true. Very true. This is straight from the Fountain of Knowledge, WikiHow. They have a WikiHow on how to defeat an ostrich. What? Anyway, how's the stream been so far? It has been fantastic, Lazarla. We've gotten a decent amount done. We're slowly but surely making progress, and yeah, it's been a good time. It's been a good time. How's your week going so far? Yeah, I guess I'm not surprised that there is a WikiHow page on how to defeat an ostrich. That is a good time, though. That is a good time. Okay, so if we were to do that, though, I worry about that, though, because again, it's like as it's rotating, it's just it's constantly adding to the angle of the picture. I wish that it would just reset at 360. Yeah. Matthew says, I mean, I am an archer, so in a zombie situation, I have a silent weapon, but that is easy to make my own stuff for and have an outdoor survival skills, so I think I'm good. I think so, Matthew. I think so, yeah. Knowing how to use a bow and arrow would be just so good, especially in a situation like that with like zombies. Like, really good to know. You are for sure good. Archery is very helpful in the apocalypse. Yeah. Any kind of like end of the world situation, having a bow and arrow and knowing how to use it is going to be so much better. Like, yeah, a gun may be like faster, maybe able to go further. It may be slightly more accurate for some people. But again, it doesn't matter what kind of a gun you have. You shoot that thing, everyone within like a mile radius of you is going to be like, what? Unless you're in like this dense forest or something like that. Like if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you shoot a gun, like people will hear you for forever away. And especially depending on how big the gun is. So, but yeah, bow and arrow though, not bad. Not to mention it is a hunting recurve, so I could even hunt deer. That is super awesome. I need to get better with my bow. I think I've shot it like once. Also, this article is gold. If you want a break sometime, this is a great read. I'm gonna have to look it up sometime. That just sounds like a blast of time. Okay, so the other option we have, so that's the actual rotating and could be fun, could be. Now that I think about it, actually. Wait. Well, no, never mind. I was like trying to think through something, and then that was not going to be well. Lazaro says, be right back. I'll listen to the dramatic reading again. No worries. Good luck with that. And we'll see you when you finish. The other option we have is I think, let me check this really quick. So we want to find RPG Maker MV plugin picture rotate picture. There was a plugin that I saw at some point in time. Question how to rotate a picture with variables. Picture. I mean, I know how to do all of this stuff. Rotate with a script. So yeah, I decided to go for this. This one will update every second with 1/12 movement. That's very closely approximate, but it will drift. Wow. People are doing weird things on the JavaScript portion of RPG Maker's forum. Okay, so that is not what we want. What is picture rotation plugin? I know that I found one once, but you can rotate pictures on RPG Maker MV with rotate picture event command. Offers more flexibility. QAbs, is that the one? Animations rotation. I think this might actually be the one. Move this thread to JavaScript plugins. By QAbs, I assume you mean this plugin. Let's see, QAbs version 1.7.0. A collider-based action battle. Oh, this is not what I want. No, I don't want the QAbs. System that can use animation for displaying attacks. Can I somehow rotate the animation? That is not. I thought we were onto something. That is not what we were onto. Okay, so we've got QAbs. I want to say it was one of their plugins. You got Q+, Q update, Q movement, collision map, QAbs gauges, skill bar, params, import event, sprite, Q map, pathfind, site, Q picture. I think this might be it. Maybe. As additional features to pictures, you can easily apply mouse events like on click, right click, to pictures and have a common event run or change a value. Let's find rotate. Okay, that's what I was worried about. Event save, audio, Q camera, Q touch, Q input, remap, name input, pop up, speed, scale, attribute. Okay, maybe not that. Man. RPG Maker MV. Rotate, picture, animation, animated plugin. I know that I found a plugin like this. Having the windmill spin on RPG Maker was the most difficult. Wait, what? Having the windmill spin on RPG Maker was the most difficult thing I've ever done. We're talking about 1 degree change per frame here with no art animation. Okay, sure, buddy. Rotation, character rotation. How to make custom animations in RPG Maker MZ. Picture effects by Visual Stella. I want to say that like I've looked into this one, but the problem is I believe this is a paid plugin, and I don't know if I want to go out of my way to, you know, pay for a plugin right now. Really good stuff. I mean, Visual Stella makes amazing plugins. There's a reason that they're paid. But yeah, $15 for the pack. It is really cool though. There's a lot of really cool stuff here. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I just don't. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't have that right now. I do not have that right now. So, all right, let's close out of that. We'll just come back to this later. I think what we're gonna do is Let's see. What's the plan? So I like the idea of having it rotate the picture. It's fine. All right, let's see. What have I missed? Be right back. Cam back. Welcome back, Lazarla. I'm once again reminded I snort too much during laughing fits. There's nothing wrong with that. I snort a lot as well when I'm having laughing fits. Nick, welcome. Just finished class for the day. 15 sounds very reasonable, to be honest. I mean, it is very reasonable. I just don't have that money right now. Maybe one of these days I will purchase WISHLIST plugins, because there are a lot of them, and it does come in a pretty good pack. RPG Maker makes entire tables for level ups and encounter rates easy, but the moment you Santo to spin a wheel on screen, it's game over. Yeah, and I mean, like, we're getting there. I feel like probably what I want to have is when it's rotating. I like the idea. Okay, I like the idea of it rotating the freaking things at all times, right? I do actually kind of really like that idea. It does seem like a fun idea. But I think I'm probably preferring when you click on it, then it actually rotates 90 degrees. I kind of think that's what I'm going to do instead. But the problem there is you can't just tell it, hey, rotate 90 degrees, right? Like, I can say, hey, like, I can actually say, like, rotate 90 degrees, and it will then change the angle to be 90 degrees different. But you can't say, hey, rotate 90 degrees over the course of a second and have it rotate like that. And that's where I'm scratching my head, because I know for a fact that I had a plugin at one point in time. Maybe, let me check this really quick, actually. C drive backup, downloads. Rotate picture EX. Is this the one? Rotate picture with specific angle and frame. Ah, Sasuke. Are you the one? Maybe. Let's copy that. Let's go over to downloads and Tomb of Vercilias. Plug in JavaScript plugins. Yep. Rotate picture EX. Okay, so let's close that. Let's come over here. We're gonna go over to rotate picture EX. Okay, maybe this is actually, I believe, might be the one. Celix says, okay, bye. It was an absolute blast having you here, Celix. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your... Is it evening for you? I cannot remember now. I am so sorry. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your time, and we'll see you on the next one. Lazarla says, my mom has a subscription box for snacks around the world, and this month's got in today. She let me have the banana marshmallow. She doesn't like them, apparently. That's fair. I'm sure there's probably several of those boxes. But I have had one of those boxes before, and it was kind of fun. It was fun to get a bunch of different, like, snacks from around the world. My wife really wants me to, a while ago, she wanted us to subscribe to that, and they're just so expensive. But, Dozer says, if you really wish to buy WISHLIST plugins, be aware that all the plugins are encrypted, and they are a bit heavier on RAM. As a result, I had to scrap a bunch of projects because of no customer support. I needed some reference for variables in the script, and you can't read it by yourself. Really? That actually really sucks. Like, I understand if that's their job, you know, they've been able to turn this into a job of theirs, and they want to make sure that people don't pirate their scripts as much as possible. I get it, but I feel like you shouldn't do stuff like that to the detriment of your customers. Like the people, like, sure, you're gonna have, like, here's the thing, like, you can lock stuff down. You're still going to have people that are going to go out of their way and find some way to crack the code. They're going to find some way to extract the raw JavaScript from your plugins, and they're going to be able to, like, pull it out and do whatever they want with it. Yeah, I feel like stuff like that. It's like all of the freaking anti-cheat stuff that just, like, ruins people's computers. Not necessarily the anti-cheat, but the like the anti-piracy stuff. That's what I'm looking for. The anti-piracy stuff. That kind of stuff that just like will just screw over the paying customers. Because here's the thing, the people who are pirating the game, they're not gonna have all that crap in their game. They're just gonna have a nice game without any of that anti-piracy stuff. It's the paying customers that are gonna be the worst hit because they're the ones that actually have to deal with it. So yeah, I get it, but that is kind of frustrating that they're like, nope, we're gonna lock this stuff down, and yeah, you either take the plugin as is or you're screwed. Yeah. Oh well. Having measures against piracy is reasonable, but locking me out completely of something I paid you because you might do another plugin in the future is evil. Yeah, that's fair. I will agree 100% with you, Dazzy. 100%. Okay, so here's what we got. So rotate picture number 1, 720 degrees in 60 frames, and wait until rotation is finished. So I believe what we can do is we can say rotate picture EX1, 720, 1. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's grab that, and then if we come over to here, let's swap this out. Let's change ring. Let's get rid of these rotations for now. And then when you release, what we want to say is then we want to have it rotate the image. So we're going to say, I believe this was a plugin command. We're going to say rotate picture number 31. Let's just do 3. Well, no, let's just rotate it 90 degrees in 10 frames. 20. And then wait for the end. What if it is 0? What if we don't wait for the end? We'll see what happens. All right, so now if we turn you on. That's what happens. That's what happens if you click too much and you're not waiting until it's done. Good to know. Okay, well, yeah, so let's change that to wait. Go. Cool. Yeah, I think I actually am going to like this one a lot more. This works out actually way better than I was, yeah, this is gonna be way better. Turn that back on, and here we go. So that way it doesn't matter how much you click it. Never mind. It does matter how much you click it. Why is that the case? I'm telling it to wait, right? 1 is wait. Meh. Here's what I do wonder, though. Does this apply to this? So if we say picture easing 31, and we're going to set you to, I don't know, bounce out. Will it actually bounce? Like, it should see it as a normal animation of the picture, I think. Divas Elma says, isn't this like 3 lines of code to make it spin? Well, yes and no. So the way that picture rotation works in RPG Maker is really frustrating. So basically the one option you have in RPG Maker for the actual rotating images. So if you do rotate picture, you can say, I want to rotate picture number 5, but this is setting the speed, not necessarily the rotation angle. So you'd be like, I want to rotate it at 2. And I believe what it would do is it will rotate image layer 5 2 degrees every frame, which isn't great. It's not great. So yeah, and that's it. Like that's literally all I can do. You can't, like, and you can stop it. You can then say, hey, speed is now set it to 0. And if you set it to 0, it'll maintain its angle, but it will just stop right there. That's it. So you can do that. The other thing you can do is with JavaScript, you can say, hey, I want to set image layer 31's angle to equal whatever. So right now for this one with the different rotation when it spawns, I'm just saying, hey, set it to equal 90 times this variable and then minus 90 to kind of set it back into where it should be. So that's another thing you can do as well. And you could do other things, like you could set up some kind of loop where you're like, hey, we could say, let's loop it, and then we would write a plugin command, a JavaScript. There we go. Freaking, I can write some JavaScript, and I could just say, hey, take the rotation angle of the image and then increase it by 1, and it would just loop through that and increase by 1, and then we could have some kind of if statement saying when this image is equal to 90 degrees or 180 or 270 or whatever it is, then stop and get out of the loop and then call it good. So you could do something like that, but as far as getting it to actually rotate over the course of like, you know, say 60 frames or 1 second, it would you can't do that, unfortunately, at least not out of the box. So yeah, it's very weird. I do not like how they handle the image rotations in RPG Maker. Lozardo says, Moonman, did I ever tell you I made a walking system in Game Maker trying to recreate RPG Maker movement? You did not. That sounds really cool, though. Is it for a project you're going to be working on, or was this just like a fun little thing you wanted to a fun little challenge for yourself? It was my first ever experience with Game Maker, so I found myself missing the familiar movement. There. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's super cool that you were able to get that working. Yeah, if you wanted to use it in a project, I think that would be a really good idea. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Devious Oatmeal says, just checking, you have variables, right? Yes, I do. Many variables, lots of variables, too many variables, actually. Some might say. Okay, so now if we check in here, we should have, if we click on this, okay, so it doesn't actually take into account the actual image easing, which is fine. That's totally fine. No worries there. So I think what we need to do so what we could do is we could just say just wait for 20 frames before you do anything else. Like that would be a way to get around, right? The only thing there is that if we do that, and then let's say, for example, if we click on it, it's rotating, it like doesn't highlight the other ones until it's done. Not the end of the world, but at least that way it won't do anything crazy, right? Yeah, that should be all right. So it says, it was to help me learn Game Maker, although it took so long, I don't remember what I intended to work on in the first place. That's fair. I've had many projects like that where, yeah, you just spend so long working on one specific thing, then after a while you're like, wait, what was the plan again? What was I going to do here? I don't remember. But hey, that is really cool, though. That is super awesome. I love it. All right. I think that's probably where I'm going to be. Yeah. I think that's where I'm going to be there. So the general idea is... So we're going to say wait for 20 frames, and then we'll say... Diva Soma says, can you write statements in RPG Maker like if x equals 1, variable equals 1? Yes, absolutely, yes. So they've got like it's not great, but they do have a small JavaScript editor right here. So yeah, I could be like, if game variables dot value of 1 is equal to, I don't know, 90, then we could say do the thing here and yada. So yeah, you absolutely can just write pure JavaScript here. It is definitely possible to do things like this, and so I know I could probably do a for loop or something like that, and just have it loop through, increasing the rotation by 1 every frame or something like that, and then basically say once it reaches X rotation angle, then do this. I don't know. And I very well may change it to that, because I'm pretty sure this plugin is free to use. I'm gonna have to check and see, because if it's not free to use in commercial projects, then I may have to do something else. So I'm willing to look into it. But I think we should be good. So it says, I wish I could send it over, but that's dangerous, so maybe I'll just play it for you in VC one day. Yeah, absolutely. The hoops I had to jump through, dude. Oh my god. That's fair. Yeah, trying to make an engine do something that another engine does is like kind of ridiculous how much work it can take just to like, even like just basic movement can be absolutely nuts sometimes. But that is super awesome though, you're able to get it working. Okay, so that'll rotate, and then at that point we can just say conditional branch if the variable puzzle piece 14 is greater than or equal to what would it be? If you're greater than or equal to 4, then we're going to say set variable 14 to equal 1. Else, just add 1. Yeah, should be good. Now we should be able to come in here. Should be able to say, go turn on this switch. Let's go find puzzle piece. It should be 14. 14 is now equal to 2. Okay. And if we rotate it, it's now equal to 3, 4, 1. Okay. Now we're actually changing the values there, which is great. Awesome. I can probably just send over a video in the Discord and then explain it. I'll be right back. No worries. No worries at all. Okay, so yeah, so that should be exactly what we need. Right there. Say rotate image 30, 90 in 20 frames. We're with 25. And then if 15 is greater than or equal to 4, then we're going to say set 15 to equal 1. Not, then just increase it by 1. Last but not least, we're just going to say a 29. Do that over the course of 30 frames. 30 frames. 16. Yeah. Well, yeah. 16 is greater than or equal to 4. Set 16 to equal 1. If not, then just add 1 to 16. Okay. That should be good. All right. I can rotate these guys. There we go. That would be a win. I do wish... I know that there are ways to get around this. I'm just too lazy right now. Maybe I'll do it later. But yeah, eventually what we'll want to do is make it so you can rotate and, you know, do things on the other ones until you're, like, while the other ones are rotating. Like, we should just be able to do it. But I want to avoid doing that whole weird glitchy thing if you're clicking it too fast. Which I almost wonder, maybe, what if we just wait... Instead of waiting for 20 frames, what if we wait for just like 5? Is it going to do the same thing again? That's my question. Is it going to freak out and snapping it back into place? Yeah. Okay. You just add to the timer? I can. So the only problem here, so the reason why the reason why it is a problem is when it reaches this wait command and I tell it, because right now I'm telling it to rotate image layer 31 90 degrees in 20 frames. So 1/3 of a second. Which, you know, isn't a super long time. That's not too bad. And then I'm saying wait for 20 frames. The problem there is it will then wait on this and it won't execute any of these other things which is basically, this spot right here is allowing me to rotate the outer ring. This spot right here is allowing me to rotate the center ring. And then this one is allowing me to rotate like inner ring. And the problem there is that when it hits this weight, I cannot move on and do anything else on these other pages while it's waiting. So the way to get around this would be have other things happening. Actually, that would actually be really easy. All right, never mind. Let's do that. So yeah, that would actually be super simple. Yeah, so let's just create 3 more common events, and we're gonna say trap puzzle 4-1. We got trap puzzle 4-2, trap puzzle 4-3. Wait. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. So then basically the idea is I will take this stuff here, cut it, come up here, and we're just going to say put it in there, call it good. Then over here what I can say is call the common event, trap puzzle 4-1. Go. Yeah, same thing here, cut that, come here, 4-2. Last but not least, oh wait, let's do that. Last but not least, grab there to there, cut that. Now here's the one thing that I wonder, because I don't know if this is actually a thing in RPG Maker. So I don't know if I were to call that common event again, would it restart the common event? That is the question that I want to know. Is it going to do basically the exact same thing with this, the way that it's set it up now? Oh my gosh, it doesn't. Wait. Wait, hold up. Wait a second. There is no way. What? It actually waits the whole time. So if I change this to like 300 frames and I click to rotate the outer ring, it will actually wait until that common event that it called is done. Are you kidding me? What? That is the dumbest thing in the world. That is so stupid. Why would you do that, RPG Maker? That is so stupid. Why would me executing a common event in a different event rely on the wait time? It's like, no, I'm not going to do anything else until this is done. Huh. Well, that answers that question. It won't execute this again until it's done. But it doesn't execute, it doesn't do the rest of the event until it's done. So it still treats this common event, so this command right here, it still treats it as if it were in a part of this event. That's stupid. That is really stupid. You just add to the timer. Do you even need the wait time? So the wait time is the thing that's keeping it from doing this weird... So if I get rid of the wait time, it does a weird thing. It, let me just show you really quick. It's what's doing like the whole like weird glitchy looking rotation. So if I click on this really fast, it does this thing here. Because it's not actually changing the value of the angle as it's rotated. Basically, the way that I understand what this plugin is doing is, so it has a angle destination, essentially. So basically, it is saying, so when you click this and it says to rotate it, it has its initial angle, right? So it knows whatever the angle of the picture is. So right now the angle would be 0, right? Because red is technically like the upright part of the image. So right now the image angle would technically be 0. And then when I click on this and I say, hey, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, instead of actually increasing that angle frame by frame, it is saying, all right, we are currently at 0. We want to rotate to 90, and basically it just says, okay, the destination is 90. And then it starts animating between the current angle and the destination angle over the course of however long you've told it to actually take to get from point A to point B. But because it's not actually changing the angle, when I click on it multiple times really quickly, it still sees the angle as being 0, and then it says, okay, cool, your angle is 0, set it to 0, and then let's now go with a destination of 90. And then it starts animating that again. And then if I click it again during that animation cycle, instead of it saying, oh yeah, you are currently at this rotation angle, just go back down to 0. So that's why the wait is required, because if not, then if someone's clicking it quickly, it just does this weird thing, which isn't great. So that's why, because it's doing weird things. Yeah, if you click it before it finishes the animation, it like jumps back up to the top. Yeah. Not great. Not great at all. Charles the 8th, first of all, welcome. Glad you're here. Says, do you use AI at all? That is a great question. So I use it when I'm trying to do like different JavaScript things. Like say, for example, like with this actually exact thing, I was trying to figure out how to make it so I could make a radius of like a clickable area in RPG Maker, just because it doesn't do that natively. So I was trying to use JavaScript to kind of figure out how to actually get that code to work, because I was trying for the life of me and I could not figure out this code right here, and I was just like, how the crap am I supposed to do it? So I was doing a whole bunch of Googling, going through a whole bunch of forums, finally eventually got to the point where I was close, but it was still erroring out, and so I basically just took the code that I had written and then threw it into AI, and I was just like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And it was like, oh yeah, change this, and I was like, cool. So that's the extent of the AI, is mostly just code-based stuff. If I'm running into JavaScript issues, I throw it into AI, and I'm just like, all right, I've started this for too long. What am I doing wrong? Help me. But yeah, so other than that, as of right now, there is no other AI stuff in the game. I have looked into using like AI generated monsters to like get like inspiration on how to design the monsters in the game, but as of right now, they're all either from somebody else, purchased asset packs, or things that I've made. So yeah, that is there's the answer for you. When you click, can you just add to the destination angle? I don't think so. Not with this plugin anyway. And that's where, like, if I were to just not use this plugin, I could do this all myself, where I am basically just adding to the amount of rotation angle that it is going to be using. Sorry I missed your answer. It's making me watch a few minutes of ads. Oh, no worries at all. Yeah, no worries. Just let me know when you're back. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, DV's oatmeal. I think probably what's gonna work best, just because I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a fan of how this plugin actually works. I'm a little bit more sad about it than I thought I was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be great. But anyway, okay, so yeah, so I think probably what the plan is going to be is I'm going to do a little bit of ditch. We're gonna say common event trap puzzle 4-1. Well, no, now that I know, I don't know. What if we say this? Set that to 0, so it shouldn't be weighted. And then what if we add our own weight timer? Is that still gonna do the same thing? That is the real question. Let's see what happens. This is a very weird thing. I have never encountered this before. Yeah, it still waits. That is the most bizarre thing in the whole friggin' world. Okay, well, that is so bizarre. How bizarre. How bizarre. it is definitely not the end of the world to have the wait. It's not. So I think we should be fine. Yeah. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So yeah, let's just bring all this back in here. There's no reason to have it in a common event if it's not going to work the way that I thought it was going to work. So yes, let's delete that. Let's cut that. Let's come back over here. Throw this into here. Last but not least, let's grab that and delete that. There we go. Okay. Because yeah, the other thought that I had was I was like, well, what if I have it actually just adjust the rotation as it's going along, and I would then be manually adding to the position and having it animate over time. But again, if I call a common event and this event stops, I've never noticed something like that before, and it is very bizarre. Are you able to check the current timing of the spin? Yeah, probably in some way, shape, or form. It's got to be storing it somewhere, and so it would just be a matter of finding where it is in the JavaScript plugin of where that is being stored, and then it should probably have somewhere in there saying how much time is left.
Unknown artist says, "I'm back. When you aren't busy, are you able to check Discord?"
Yes, I will be able to check it in probably just a little bit. I think we're probably just gonna move forward with this because it's not the end of the world, right? It's not like it's a little. It feels janky, but I don't think it's actually janky. I think it's just in my mind the way that I wanted it to work is not working exactly how I wanted it, but I think it should be fine because like you can just click it, it rotates, everything's fine. And yeah, like sure, there's like a slight delay, like, but again, this is all less than half a second. Like if I click on this and I hover over something else, it's like a second, like not even a full second, half a second. So yeah, so I don't think it's the end of the world. I mean, this is 1/3 of a second between the rotation and allowing it to actually do things again. This is half a second of it rotating and then letting you do things again. So yeah, I think we should be fine. I think it's gonna be all right. I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of the world. Okay, but can you make the rotation ease? I did try that, and as of right now, no. I'm sure there's some way that I could. I really wanted it to. And I tried. I mean, I do have that plugin for picture easing, but it apparently is incompatible with this rotate picture plugin that I'm currently using. Yeah, I wish it would though. I wish it would, but yeah, we'll figure something out probably down the line. We'll get it figured out, make it look a little bit better. But for now, I think this is good. It will then rotate, do all its fun stuff, and everything should be all right there. So yeah, cool. So I think at this point then, what we need to do is after it finishes rotating, we then want to say conditional branch. If the variable 14, excuse me, the variable 14 is equal to 1. Actually, what the freak am I doing? I do not want to nest this. I don't want to nest all of this. Let's see here. Charles the 8th says, which engine is this? You said it uses JavaScript. Yes, so this is RPG Maker MV. It luckily uses JavaScript because I use a lot of it to actually get the game to do what I need it to do. So, but yeah, so RPG Maker MV, it is a slightly older version, so MV. Whoop!
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Fair. Yeah, RPG Maker MV came out in 2015, so it's about 10 years old now. But I mean, it still works just great. Like if you want to make just like some small indie game, you can definitely pick it up for very cheap. When it goes on sale, obviously when it's full price, do not buy it full price. But it often goes on sale for like $5, and at that point I would 100% recommend picking it up then. But yeah, so MV is fantastic. I really like it, just because of the fact that it can use JavaScript. Like say for example, what I could do is I could come in here and I can nest all these and I can say, hey, if this variable is equal to 1, and if this variable is equal to 1, and if this variable is equal to 1, then you win. And that is something you could do. Or instead, you could say, all right, so that's variable 994. So we could say if game variables dot value 994 is equal to 1. I'm going to say and. So let's grab all of that, copy, and then we're going to say and 995 is equal to 1. and if 996 is equal to 1. So long as all of that is met, then you win. Comment, you win. Go. Yeah. So I honestly, like, I use so much JavaScript in this game now because it just makes things so much easier. And I know so very little of JavaScript. Like, JavaScript is like that hot girl on the bus, and I look over at her, and she looks over at me every now and then, and that is our relationship. We do not know each other. We know of each other's existence, and I know that she has brown hair, and that is it. That is all I know about JavaScript. But the little bit that I do know about JavaScript is absolutely fantastic, and lets me do a lot of things that I need to do, and ways that I can make the game a lot more efficient, a lot better when I'm trying to make it, and yeah, it is fantastic. It is fantastic. All right, everybody, let's do some bicep curls as requested by Mathra, and then we're gonna get back. We're gonna read some chats, and I'm going to keep making a game. So let's crank the jam so we can actually, you know, get through this thing. Ooh. Here we go. Count them out with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Athra, so help me. If I sit down. It's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. I'm waiting for it. Oh, let's see here. I need to leave for a bit. Please hold off on checking my post until I get back. Fair. No, that's totally fair, Lazarla. Oatmeal says having the wait time is fine for the puzzle. It makes each click heavier because it forces each click to be deliberate. So if you click too much, you can screw yourself. That is a good point. That is a very good point, Oatmeal. I got XP for full price. I am so sorry. Technically, I did too. But I also bought it, like, right when it came out. Way back in, like, 2007, 2006, whenever it came out. So I paid for it full price back then, but that's, again, you know, it was the new hot thing. But then again, if the wait timer is on, does the puzzle time even tick? Yeah, it will. Well, so, because here's the thing. I have everything in this singular event right here. Which is fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So it's all in this singular event. But the time ticking I have in a completely different event that can run parallel to the other events. So yeah, so as this is ticking, it will continue to do stuff, and yeah, the time will be fine as the other things are being handled in the events. And that's why I'm saying, like, in the long run, like in the end, I could break all of this stuff down into its own separate event pages. That way you can be interacting with Ring 1, Ring 2, and Ring 3 all at the same time. So yeah, so eventually, full release, I will probably break it up, something like that. But for now, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to keep it all as its own event. And yeah, it's going to be not as great because, again, like, you have to wait for the wait times. But I think it should be fine. I think it should be all right. What is that analogy? It probably wasn't the greatest analogy, was it? Wife. Who is this brown-haired girl? There's a reason that I chose brown hair, because my wife has brown hair. So I can say, it's you. Of course it's you. You are the beautiful girl on the bus. That's awesome. I'm a big JavaScript fan. Hey, there you go. Yeah, RPG Maker is a lot of fun to be able to use JavaScript in. If you are so you say you're a big JavaScript fan. Is it something that you are actively learning, or is it something that you are basically a pro in? Because if you are a pro, or if you're even learning at all, you'll probably know way more than me, and I hope and pray that I do not frustrate you with my JavaScript abilities. I know there are some people in this community, some randev, that I frustrate like crazy with how horrible my JavaScripting is. So, hopefully that is not going to be the case if you're watching. 585, 362, 19! That's exactly how many I did. Moon Man, go, go, go! A moon punch man. I was tempted. I could tell you were tempted, Mathra. And I was just waiting for it to happen. Some Randev says, I pre-ordered MV full price. That's, I guess technically the last RPG Maker that I bought at full price was MZ. I did buy MZ at full price. Pre-MV release time was so hype. It was very hype. I was very excited for MV. I think I still held off until its first sale. I think I bought it for maybe like 30% off. Well worth it. Well worth it, though. What am I being called out? You don't frustrate me. I'm just kidding, some brand dev. I'm just kidding. I have a question. Are you okay? Oh, because Charles is a big fan of JavaScript. That does sound like something a hostage would say. I find it entertaining. I'm glad that you find it entertaining. Did you just call your wife JavaScript? Yes. I did. She is JavaScript to me. I don't think you can say that about your wife. We just won't tell her. We just won't tell her, and then everything should be fine. Should be all right. Oh my gosh. For a second, I thought the clock said it was 12:16, and I was like, how the freak is it already past midnight? But it's not. Like, freaking goodness. Because I want to get this thing done before the end of the night. And I know that we can. I just have to, you know, get there. So, if you win, basically the idea is we need to... Look at all this. Look at all this stuff that I did that I just need to delete. All of this ridiculousness. Ugh. So much work, so much time, so much dedication. Deleted. In the late great words of Strong Bad. Deleted. Or unless, of course, we're going for Coach Z. Delorded. All right, everybody. Let's see. So this is all of the stuff we need for the actual ending of the puzzle, which I think we could probably just... Let's delete this one. So your if B is on. So yeah, so all we have to do is if you win, just turn on self-switch B. Self-switch B on. And then we'll just have this win condition after each time that it increases or changes the variable of the rotations. There we go. That's all we need. Turns on B. If B is on, then we come over here. We don't need to worry about any of these things. Get rid of, get rid of, get rid of. So then if random number... Okay, so yeah, none of these need to worry. Let's grab you, delete you. Past. 99A to true. 99 is puzzle timer. And then A to true. Okay, so yeah, so if you turn on 99A, that'll keep the timer from actually counting down. Yes, that is exactly what we want. So turn on 99A to true. Erase image layer 29. I don't think we want to erase any image layers. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. No, we don't. We do not want to erase image layers. We want to change the highlight of all of these back down to 0 so that it's not highlighting anything anymore. Waits for 30 frames so you can kind of like see like, hey, I'm done. I got it. Good. And then add to traps disabled quest. Yeah, sure, whatever. They've got 28 through 31. So 28, 29, 30, 28, 29, 30, 31. Get rid of all the rest of these. Set room traps to disabled. Okay, then all of that should be fine. Turn off trap puzzle 4. Go. Okay, 9A to false. Turn off A, turn off B. This is a trap puzzle 4 is on. Trap 4. You're also going to be parallel process. Okay. I think that should actually be correct. And if you lose, turn on 926C to true. Oh, that's why we needed self-switch C. Okay, so then we go new page. You are if C is true. This just stops the player from being able to do anything. So you are 27. So we want to say if you lose, so if you run out of time, turn on 27. Set that to true. Then erase image layer 29. No, we want to get rid of the highlights. Here, getting rid of the highlights is this guy right here. Do that, wait for 10 frames, turn off show trap puzzle, wait for 20 frames. We're going to say 28, 29, 30, 31, get rid of all the rest of those. And then it shows the trap animation. Set room traps disabled, 38, turn off trap puzzle 4. And we're going to say event 27, 27, and 27, A, B, and C to false, false, false. 981 through 990, I believe, is the puzzle pieces, right? 981 through 990. We want to do 996. There we go. I actually want to come down here and do the exact same thing here and here. Ooh. And last one over. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, I think that should be good. I think that should be good. You look at the clock and it says 2029. Something like that. It's a twitch worm, or is it a twith worm? Good old twith. Twith. I don't think you can say that to your wife, because we just chat here. Exactly. Yeah, we just chat here. Everything's fine. It's gonna be all right. All right, everyone, ready to give this a shot and see what happens? Let's get an actual thing going, though. So we want to come over here and change this to be a 0 and 0. So that means it will be spawning nothing but trap rooms. Well, either empty rooms or trap rooms. It has a 50-50 chance of spawning a trap room if it's an empty room. So let's do that. And then we need to change the execute room traps. Set it to a random number between 4 and 4, because it's going to be setting trap 4. Yeah. Cool. Should be easy enough, so let's come over here and let's see what we can find. Hey, look at that. Oh, that's an easy one. And we're done. Happy day. That was easy. That was easy enough. Okay. So we need to make sure that doesn't happen. Oh, it just has it spawn just done. You're good to go. Okay. Also, why isn't it counting down? Oh, that would be why. Set that to parallel process and not just action button. Okay. Well, that's just an RNG thing. We're gonna have to figure that out later and kind of figure out what's going on there. What if Tomb of Vercilias, but in a Walmart? Running down the aisles of stuff, hoping to be able to find Vercilias. Not a bad idea. When this game releases, you better make a Walmart mod. I do want to make it so this game should be like easily moddable. I mean, within reason, right? Like, obviously, like it's RPG Maker game, but it should actually be pretty easily moddable. That'd be kind of fun. All right, here we go. So we're gonna wait until it actually finishes out the time. This is way too much time, though. We're gonna have to reduce the time. There we go. It hurts me. Happy day. Happy day. But yeah, that is way too much time. So we do not need that much time. Oh, that's right. We said that much time because, yeah, yeah. Okay. What is the shortest times we have? So we got 300, 330, 400, 230, 300, 330. I guess we'll just go with 300. Oh, 30. Okay, so let's figure this. So for so 60 frames is a second. So what should we do? 5 seconds? Oh yeah, 300. All right, cool. 300 and then 330. So the extra 30 frames just gives like a half-second buffer for like the player to look at it, see it, and yeah, we should be good. All right. Come in here. Go. Let's rotate this, rotate that. And then we live! We live! Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Go. I know that the chances are pretty high you would actually get a fully complete one. It's still just ridiculous. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, we got to fix that so it doesn't ever spawn on a winning combination. Never, 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 never. Let's see, some Randev says, oh, RPG Maker games are super moddable. I'll make a mod, don't worry. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, quite literally, all it will take, and I'm even thinking about not encrypting the game at all, and even if you do, you easily find free decryptors online for RPG Maker projects. But yeah, quite literally, all you would have to do is you can just come in here and replace any single one of these images with whatever you want, and it would change everything. So if you wanted to change Tomb of Vercilias to be some kind of sci-fi fantasy game, you could do that. You could just swap out all the card images, swap out the dice, swap out any of these elements, and it would instantly become more sci-fi themed. And then you can come in here to the some rand dude, aka some rand dev, folder right here, and you can swap out any of these images, any of the image gauges, whatever it may be. And yeah, super moddable, as some rand dev mentioned. Yeah, very moddable. Just replace the images and you're good to go. You would have a completely different game. As far as the actual like game goes, it would still be functionally the same, but you know, still that's the easy part anyway. You could still break it down and then open up the project in RPG Maker and edit it as, you know, to your heart's content. But anyway, drop mod suggestions in chat. Let's see. Soda Pop 69696969 says, hello, you love coding. I do love coding. Also, hello, welcome, glad you're here. My job here is done. Thank you, Dazu. Thank you. Tomb of Vercilias, but it's Attack on Titan with a Death Note, because why not? Tomb of Vercilias mod manager incoming. Ooh, that would be a lot of fun. That would actually be really cool. Okay, so how are we going to actually have this thing work? Simple. Actually, very simple. All we need to do is we just need to say, we could just do conditional branch. Let's just say, yeah, let's just say if variables, so we're looking at 994, 95, 96. We're just going to say if game variables, oh my gosh, dot value, oh, 994, my brain was struggling on how to spell variables there for a second. Game variables dot value, 994, if you are equal to 1, or if 995 is equal to 1, or 996 is equal to 1. So if any of them are equal to 1. Actually, let's do this. Let's do a loop. Put in a loop. We're gonna have it set a random number. Yeah! Take that, freaking scorpion. Also, I just realized, mana. Where's the mana? Mana. Ooh! There it is. Mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. That's fixed. I don't know why OBS does this, but it does. Yes, please. Let's see. Wait, if it will be on Steam, you can actually upload mods in there. I honestly have no idea how RPG Maker and mods would work through Steam. I literally have no idea how that would work. I don't know. I'm sure it's possible, but I have no idea how it would actually work. Because I feel like if you were to mod the game and upload the mod to the Steam Workshop, it wouldn't necessarily replace the images of the game, right? And that's what you would have to do. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know how that would work. Okay, so if any of them... So if any of them are equal to 1, we want to not do anything. Wait, no. We want to say if you are not equal to 1, and if you are not equal to 1, and if you are not equal to 1, and then we want to have a secondary. Yeah, so set it to 1 through 4. What the freak am I doing? Why would I set it to 1 through 4? Just set it to 2 through 4. I am so smart sometimes. And then it couldn't ever be on the winning combination. Why am I the way that I am? I don't know. I like literally all I had to do was that. Just change the 1 through 4 to be 2 through 4. And now it shouldn't ever be on a winning combination. Because they all have to be 1 to win. So we just say that. Wait, what am I doing? I've made it so I can actually do this properly. There we go. And it should never have the red be on the top here. So you always have to rotate every single one at least once. And yeah, and then you will never have a winning combination starting. Oh my gosh, why do I overcomplicate things every single freaking time? Why? Why do I do it? I'm sitting here like, all right, we need these conditional branches to check and see, you know, if you're equal to this, then do this thing, and if you're not, then it's like, no, just tell it to not set that number to be equal to 1 ever. And then you're good to go. Oh my gosh, so many emojis. So many emojis. Got ourselves a dancing dino. Got ourselves a dancing cat. Got ourselves a dancing whatever that is. We got ourselves a lizard. We got ourselves a freaking... Oh my gosh, I can't reach up there. We got Steve. We got a gummy bear. We got more dancing dinos with an 07. What is that? A Pikachu? We got a Pikachu. And the best of all, nothing beats. Nothing beats.
Bread.
Nothing beats bread. Emojis? They're emotes. You're gonna have to forgive me, unknown artist. I am Unk. Remember? I am Unk. So, you know. They're emojis to me. They're emoticons, you know? Oh my gosh, look at that.
Bread.
Bread. Good old bread. I am Unk. I am Unk. Both. I'm all kinds of Unk. The UNC and the UNK. I am Unk. I'm the definition of Unk. What was that? Oh, okay. Was that? Oh my gosh. I thought there was a bug somewhere. Okay, cool. There we go. Well, that was... We ran into some issues. There were some problems, but it wasn't as bad as I was fearing. It was like actually, honestly, not as bad as I would. Yeah. And I'm actually very satisfied with how it all turned out. I am actually very happy with how this thing turned out. It is a lot of fun. I like rotating these little things. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I do think that maybe one day I might try and mix it up just a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to like make it feel a little bit more random, you know? So it's not red up top every single time. It would take a little bit of extra work, but I think it would be fine. I don't think there's going to be any reason why I couldn't do that. So, wow. Of course, they're right next to each other. Cool. Culo.
Unknown artist says, maybe Discord time now? That would be simply wonderful.
I think so. I think we can do some Discord time. Now that we know that this is all working, because yeah, it's... Okay, maybe we will have one more condition here, where if every single one is the exact same amount. We don't want to have that happen. Okay, yeah, actually, we're going to do that one really quickly, and then we're going to do Discord. So, yeah, the only thing we need to do is, and again, we need to do the same thing here, which is we need to do a loop. We need to throw you in the loop, set that there, and then all we need to do is we just need to say conditional branch. If... What do we need to say? We just need to say if game variables dot value 994, right? It's 994? 994. If 994 is equal to 995, and then we'll say and if game variables 994 is equal to 996. That way we're just basically saying, hey, if variable 1 is equal to variable 2, and if variable 1 is equal to variable 3, that means they're all equal to each other, right? Because if 1 is checking against 2 and 3, and they are the same, that would mean the 2 and 3 are the same, and 3 and 1, yeah, so everything's good there. I think what we need to do is actually say, if you are not equal to that, and if you are not equal to that. then we will break the loop. If not, loop back up to the top, set new variables, then call it. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Now you can never have it where, you know, they're all lined up, because it's a little jarring to like basically be given a puzzle and then everything is in the exact same way. Jesse, I just saw your message. Man, I'm really good at puzzles when they spawn completed. Yeah. It's not gonna happen anymore. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna ever spawn completed anymore. There we go. So we rotate all of that. Everything's good to go. Let's go into another one. I just want to run through a few of these and just make sure. Hey, look at that. See, here's one of the actual times it's good to attune to the obelisk, because he's all the way down there. The amount of times that they spawn right next to each other is just crazy. Oh, anyway, yeah, so then rotate these guys, get them all in place. Yada. Yeah, and see, and it can be close. You know, you can have two lined up, but it's never going to be more than. Ooh. You gotta. I think I want to maybe reduce the time just a tiny bit more. But it's like you gotta be on your game. You gotta be ready. You gotta be watching and be like, okay. So I want it to be like, you're like, oh, I gotta get this. I gotta be focused. Gotta be getting this in line. And I want it to be one where it's like, if you accidentally rotate one too many times, you're panicked because you're like, crap, I just messed up. Look at that. I'm getting most of these in when I still have half the bar left. Like, yeah, I do think there's probably just a little bit too much time you've got. Crap. Crap. Speaking of messing up, ooh, that was terrifying. I messed up twice right there. Ooh. And then I get lucky ones like that. So, yeah, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that you have just a little bit less time. So if you mess up once like that, you can go around, everything's going to be fine. But if you mess up twice, no, you're out. You're out. This trap is definitely better than the other one. You completed it in like a single stream, basically. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think I liked the idea of the other one, but then I actually started trying to execute it, and I'm like, not a fan anymore. Not a fan. I'm also actually really proud of how this whole graphic turned out too. I know that like with the vials, it was like very much so in the developmental stages. Like obviously I didn't have like completed graphics, but I actually really like how the whole stone tablet things turned out, and like it just looks. I really like the look of it. I'll just say that. I do like the way that it looks. Not to like, you know, toot my own horn or anything like that, but I am pretty proud of what we've accomplished. I do think it looks really good, I think. I'm just gonna say that. If you have a pet chicken that you keep in boiling water, can you get pre-boiled eggs? I like the concept, but I don't think so. The way Moon pumps out these mini games in a single stream is insane. Thank you, some Randev. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's well, when I keep them simple like this, it's easy to do because especially because I already have all the infrastructure. Like I had everything set up already for the timer to count down, for the way for it to fail.
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
All right, let's do it. We need to flex out that ego. All right, fair enough. Fair enough, that's true. I was getting a little full of myself there, wasn't I? Wasn't I? Anyway, yeah, I'm happy with it. So here's the other question though. Do we feel like the colors on the edges, so red, green, blue, purple, and then on the inside, red, green, blue, purple, do we feel like that's enough to indicate to the player like, hey, the reds need to be on the top? Oh my gosh, dang it. That was so close. If it had rotated just a tiny bit faster, I would have won that. Anyway, do you feel like that is enough to kind of be like, oh, that's how you need to rotate it, line up the colors, or do we need something more than that? I'm trying to decide if we need more, or if it feels like that should be enough. I don't know. I know that for me, I feel like it's enough, but that's because I made it, and so I know what I was looking for. So yeah, let me know what you think. I feel like it should be good. Yeah, unless if they are stupid. What if I'm stupid? No, nobody's stupid. Yeah, because originally when I made it, I only had this center part here. And I was like, I don't think that's going to be enough to be like, oh yeah, the red goes on top, green goes over here. Like, that is not enough. And so then I added the outer ones as well, and I'm like, I think that one feels good. So yeah. So I think it should be all right. Anyway, cool. All right, let's flex out that ego, and then we're gonna move on to some Discord stuff. I think it's enough as long as you're not playing it too often. Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Wait. What do you mean? I think it's enough as long as you're not playing it too often. Oh, like you mean having this minigame pop up, like, yeah. Well, because as of right now, there's 4 different minigames that it should pop up, so it shouldn't be, I mean, super common. Plus, there should only be about, like, on average, there's probably about 2, maybe 4 trap rooms per floor. So, yeah, like, the odds of it actually spawn. Well, actually, let's go over the odds. So, there is a 1 in 7 chance that it will spawn an empty room. And then there is a 50-50 chance that it will spawn a trap in that empty room. So it's like, what, a 1 in 14 chance? Is that what it would be? Because it would be a 1 in 7, and then you double that to a 14. If my math is correct, I believe that would be a 1 in 14 chance of it spawning a trap room. And then there is a 1 in 4 chance that it will spawn this specific puzzle. So whatever that would be. So that'd be a 1 in 14. And then would that be doubled? So it'd be 14 times 4. So there's a 1 in 56 chance you'll get that puzzle. Yeah, there we go. All right, perfect. Yep, yeah. Then, times 4 since 4 possible traps. 1 out of 56. I like those odds. Yeah, exactly. Well, and here's the thing, is that this won't be the last puzzle that I make. Like, it'll probably be the last for the demo. We'll probably just have 4 trap puzzles in the demo. But with the full game releases, I want to have at least like a dozen puzzles, maybe more. So yeah, so there will be a lot more puzzles in the full game.
Thanks for the follow, Matsy.
Matsy, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. I like those odds. Quick maths. A dozen. Ooh. I don't. Well, because here's the thing. Like, I kind of want it to be fun. So anyway, yeah. So that's kind of where I'm. And I feel like these little mini games are fun. Maybe. I hope. Because I wanted to like kind of switch up the feel of the dungeon, right? But here's the other thing: is I'm probably also going to
Devious
adjust.
Oatmeal says maybe make the color trapezoids on the edge bigger.
Oh, these guys? I could. We are getting pretty close to the edge here, but I think we probably could make it just slightly bigger. Slightly bigger. We absolutely could do that. Let me make one for you. Ooh, some random dev. I would absolutely love if you wanted to make a puzzle. And that could be in any capacity you wanted. If you just have like a rough idea and you're like, hey, here's an idea for a puzzle, I'd take that. If you wanted to actually like build it out in RPG Maker and then send it over, I'd go for that as well. What just happened? Balls. Oh man. Where's the pipe puzzle? The one with the little balls that dropped in. Is that the one you're talking about? If that's the one you're talking about, it's gone. It's dead. I replaced it. I apologize. I mean the BioShock style one. Oh. Yeah, it's still in here. So if I come over here and I change, so as of right now, okay, there we go. Let's set that to be. Oh wait. Oh, you're meaning like I should make one like that. I absolutely could. I've actually thought about doing that because here's the thing. When I was building out the different puzzles, when I was thinking about the different puzzles, obviously like whack-a-mole, that's a fun one, I suppose. We got this guy right here where it actually rotates to get the correct pattern thing. We've got let's see. Okay, we've got whack-a-mole again. That's the problem with RNG. Whack-a-mole again. Okay, come on, RNG. Work with me here. Come on. So this is probably like the closest that I have to something like that, where it's like you're like rotating these to like create the actual shape. This one I might actually replace sometime. I might actually replace it, because that was the first puzzle that I ever made for this game. And that was back in like, what, January or February or something like that. We've definitely come a long way since then. So, and then we've got the memory one where you have to like draw the pattern. I still need to like change that one up a bit. I'm not quite satisfied with how that one turned out. Anyway, yeah, so I do think I kind of want to make one like the BioShock little mini game. I recommend looking up every one of the tasks in Among Us. Funny enough, when I was doing the whack-a-mole one, I was kind of inspired by was it the comms task? This one was like a combination of like the comms task. Because I took like the shapes of the comms task, and then you're supposed to like tap every single shape until they're all the same color. And so it was kind of like that, but I was like, oh, well, what if it's like rotation based kind of a thing? Yeah. So I probably should look up all the Among Us ones, all of the Among Us ones, and just see kind of what's going on there. Because I remember some of them, not all of them, some of them, but I do know that those ones are fun, and that's the goal. I'm like, so long as I can make them fun, I'm happy. I'm happy with it. So. Anyway, yeah, so at the end of the day, once the game is done, there will be a handful more trap puzzles. There will also be different traps too. Like, there are not always going to be just spikes in the floor. There are going to be other ones in there as well. But yeah, so I mean, like, look at that. Like, there's the 50-50 right there. As you can see, there were way more just empty rooms than actual traps. So let's see. Dead Max Walking says lurk. I appreciate the lurk. Thank you, Dead Max Walking. Unknown Artist says you should add a puzzle where you have to sit through 10 hours of FNAF lore. It just opens up a book and it just talks about lore, and there's no X button, there's no back, there's no anything like that. You just have to click next all the way through like 10,000 pages of lore. And that's great. The bite of 6-7. No, absolutely not, Dazu. All right, everybody. I believe I have not done the chest benders. Let's do the chest benders, and then let's go take a look at the Discord stuff. And that's probably... Oh, that's right. I was going to say that's the end of the stream. That is not the end of the stream. We've got some issues. There's a bug that we need to fix. So if we come in here, I can currently leave the room. Yeah, not good. Not good. Jesse says, I'm going to head to bed. No worries, Jesse. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic evening, and we will see you on the next one on Thursday. Till then, take care, good luck, and yeah, we'll see you then. But yeah, so take it easy, Moon Man and Space Crew. I appreciate it, Jesse. Thank you. So yeah, so as of right now, we are able to leave when we're doing puzzles. Is not what we want to do. So, don't allow movement while cards are drawing or when blackjacking. Don't allow movement if the monster has a blackjack. So, we also need to have another thing here. So, we're going to say another conditional branch. And what are we going to do here? So, I want to select all of this. Cut it. Put you in there. We're going to set this to be slash star slash. This is going to be no movement while in a trap puzzle. Okay, so how are we going to do that? This just turns on trap puzzle count. Okay, so that gets turned on immediately. Fair. So we could go with trap puzzle countdown. Yeah, because then just here at the end, then it just turns off trap puzzle countdown. Okay, yeah, so 60. So if switch 60 is on, let's come over here. No movement while in trap puzzle room. So then we're just gonna say if game switches dot game switches dot value 60 is equal to true. So if it is counting down, then do not allow movement. Cool. That should be easy enough. Come over here, and we get the spiked pauldron. Now let's move. What? What? 60 is off. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? No movement while in trap puzzle room. So if game switches dot value 60 is equal to true. Oh! False. It has to be false to allow you to move. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Everything's all right. Don't even worry about it. We cannot move. Fantastic. Do a little bit of whack-a-mole. Cool. A little more whack-a-mole. Why does it like the whack-a-mole one so much? Good enough. Good enough. Did it not turn off? Why would I not turn off trap puzzle countdown? Trap puzzle countdown turn off. Oh, it's because you win. On win, you need to turn that off. Okay, all right. Dang it. We're so close. We're so close. Fine boom. Exactly. Oh my gosh. The whole buttons for the memory game and the whack-a-mole should probably look different. Don't want a player thinking one is the other. That is true. That is true. I do need to update that. I think so the whack-a-mole one I'm still not 100% satisfied with. I think I need to change that one up a little bit more. And then also the memory one, I do need to change that one as well. Yes, absolutely. 100%. You should have a puzzle where you have to sit through. Oh, wait, I read that one. Not me coming back to the error screen. No, some random. Please. Please. The errors just happen, okay? That is sad. You and I think every single time I see an error message?
No. Some random just redeemed stretch.
Oh, wait, I never did the chest benders. Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna do some chest benders, and then we're gonna do a stretch, and it's gonna be a grand old time, and then we're gonna finish this bug, and then we're gonna do this Discord stuff, and then it's gonna be the end of the stream. Let's do some chest benders. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's do some standing stretches, shall we? And the other way. Oh, and touch the toes. Oh, thank you, you two. I appreciate that.
Axel_Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
What?
Axel_Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Never enough, is it? All right, here we go. Count them down with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Axel_.
Why did that stop? No! I don't know why that stopped, Axel. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. I swear. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. That thing feels a lot heavier when I just did it. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot. I demand a replay. I demand it as well. I have no idea what is wrong with Twitch. I used to be able to replay messages. And it does not. It does not do it. Like, I used to have, it's like right here under all of my activities feeds, I used to be able to like there was like a little replay button right here. And I have no idea where it went. I don't know if they just like got rid of it. All I can do is report Axel. Oh wait, I've got an idea. Hold up. Hold the phone. Let's go to alerts. Let's go to this one right here. All right, we ready? Here we go. Close enough.
I have returned to give you hell. Ha 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 ha.
Thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. All right. There's kind of a replay in a roundabout way. Oh man. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's says, "Okay, I'm back. Just got my ass beat in a card game." What card game? What are you playing? And who beat you? I thought it said sheesh. It could. You could say,
Got him!
let's see, what card game? For some reason. Wait, did you think the error message said sheesh? Or something else? Taking so long to flex that ego, I feel like you need to make my new item idea. Oh, what do you got, Mathra? Or is it the one that you posted already? Cookie Run Reverse? But I usually play Pokemon. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Deserved. Hath returned. I demand a replay. He said the line. He probably touched it with his mind. Probably. I do tend to do that sometimes. All right. Okay, so what was the bug? Oh, that's right. So if you win, we need to actually turn off 60. Right here, control switches, turn off 60. There we go. I don't know why that wouldn't have been a part of it before. Because, like, this one's not doing it either. Turn off 60. So I believe this one, do you do it on the win case? This checks all the puzzle pieces. Oh, okay, so then over here on Trap Puzzle 2, so if you lose, and then this is if you win. At the end, that turns off 60, and if you lose, turns off 60. Okay, then over here, same thing. Nope, just here at the end. Okay, all right. That should all be correct. Ooh. Yeah, it is in the Discord. Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. Is this a newer one then, Matt? Okay, cool. I can still leave. What about on this guy? To leave. Let's see if we can check all of them. Of course, it's the same thing again. I mean, they should all be working now. It's like we shouldn't have to test all of them. There we go. There's a new one. All right, so the last one is Whack-A-Mole. Let's see if Whack-A-Mole will still work. So long as Whack-A-Mole works, then that bug should be fixed, and we should be good to go. We should be able to call that good. Gosh, of course it's the memory one again. Yeah, they definitely need to look slightly different. I'm also, again, like, this was like the first puzzle that I made, so like obviously it's very basic looking because I've had 10 months to hone my pixel art skills, and like they're still not great, but they're getting better. I will say, like, you look at this one compared to that first one where you're just like rotating the little red pieces. Obvious improvement. At least I hope so. I see the improvement. But yeah, and that's the thing, is that, like, given enough time, like, you will get better at things, and hopefully that is enough to actually, like, see that you do over time. As long as you keep practicing, you keep working at it, you'll go from that to this, which, again, not trying to, like, say it's amazing or anything like that, but, like, there's definitely more going on with that one versus, well, this one or the red one or any of the others we currently have. Cool. He got the point across. He got the job done, but we definitely need to replace some of the graphics. That is for sure. All right, everybody. So we should be good. That resolves that bug. Happy day. Happy day. Zyla says, it's new. Just came to the West this past month or so, based on a series of games set in the same kind of world. And the main character is always this gingerbread man named Ginger Brave. The card game is a combo of Brave and Universe, although I'm not sure how to pronounce either. How to pronounce it either. There. Let's see, Prosto Cochilo. I think every single time I read your name, I mean to say Prosto, but welcome. Glad you're here. Oh my goodness! Yado!
Welcome Yato and your 3 amazing audience members.
Welcome. Glad you're here. Welcome. Come on in, sit on down. Hopefully you had an absolutely fantastic stream. How'd it go? Anything fun, exciting you want to share? Anything like that? Yeah, thank you for the raid. I do appreciate that. Let's see here. We got some waves. We got some lurk, and we got some Twitch raid. Failed sleep, and then reboot tech. Welcome everyone. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Diva Soma says, I know that Gingerbread series. They have a lot of games in that series. I've never heard of it. Let's see. Rosa says, how's it going? It is going absolutely fantastic. We've had a actually very successful stream tonight. We were able to start and actually finish a task all in one night, which is usually not actually something that happens. So in the game, we've got some traps, and there's little mini games you can use to disable the traps. And so we needed another mini game to kind of throw into the mix. And so we got this little mini game here where there's a whole bunch of just like little discs you get to rotate and get the little gem things to line up correctly. As long as you get it in time, you're good to go. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It turned out way better than I was expecting. I was also very proud of some of the more minute details of it. Mostly just because, it's made in RPG Maker. So very happy with how it turned out. And I'm also very glad that I was able to get it all done in just a single stream. So, yeah, very, very happy about that. Let's see here. Yeto says, stream was good.
Reboot Tech says, may your sprites be detailed, your players be immersed, and your bank account overlowing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Reboot Tech. Thank you. Yeah, it's, I would absolutely love the sprites were detailed. Still working on that. Every now and then, there's some old things in the game that I'm like, ooh, I need to redo that. Get it up to a better standard. Yeah, so thank you. Let's see here. And this is what happens if you don't get it in time. Let's see. Yeto says, stream is good. Finished off 2 more dev tools. Got 2 more to go. And then I can go about revising all of my game's content and adding more. Very nice. Yeah, that is a really great spot to be in. I cannot wait until I get to that spot. I feel like I'm close, at least for the demo anyway. When I can go back through, revise things and add more stuff to the game. Slowly but surely. That is the ultimate goal. So yeah, that is super awesome that you're making progress and getting to that goal. Very nice. Well, I do appreciate the raid, so thank you so much. If you get a raid and run, no worries at all. Totally understandable. I know that after a stream, you kind of got things to do. Whether it's you gotta go get food, get some water, get some rest, whatever it may be. I do appreciate it. So thank you. Prosto says, sounds cool. Thank you, Prosto. I appreciate that. Reboot Tech says, that was the text to speech. And I do appreciate that, so thank you. Okay, cool. So we got the bugs worked out. Everything should be good here. I think the only thing is, again, I'll probably have to over time dial down the amount of time that each puzzle has. So you kind of because I want it to be challenging, but I don't want it to be like, you come in here and you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be terrible. So we'll just need to dial in the time, see what we can get working, and then we should go. But I feel like it's a good addition to our game. I think it's good. Okay, cool. Well, I think that should be good there. So let's close that and let's come over to here and let us set you to 1 through 4, so you actually select all of the different mini games. Okay, I think that's probably good for now. We'll be lurking while I do my post-stream bike ride. No worries at all. Sounds like an absolute blast of a time. I'm jealous. I want to go on a post-stream bike ride. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, so let's come over here. Let us check out the Discord stuff, and let's see what's going on over here. Got ourselves, we're in the pet channel. Oh, Look at those little kitties. Look at those little kitties. So cute. Is there a reason why the overlay dithering when doing a puzzle doesn't cover the map or items on the bottom right? Yes, there is. So unfortunately, it all just comes down to a layering issue in the game itself. So yeah, so basically the issue is the image layer that this is showing is below where the map icons are. It's also below where this icon is. It's just a change that I need to make because yeah, it's just a z-axis issue with the engine itself. So I need to show the images above where this is. It's just when I originally made all of this, I wasn't planning on having a map, and so I didn't really think about where I would need to have it be on the z-axis. So now that I do have it like that, I also do have to kind of like consider, are we still going to do this dithering, or are we going to do something else? Are we going to not have this box at all? So that is also something that I need to figure out eventually as well. But for as of right now, I do need to make it so that it goes above that, above the icons. It also does not go above these, like this stuff here, or the players' information, like, you know, these numbers here, this and this. So there is some layering issues we need to adjust. But eventually we will be, it'll all be good in the end. I just, yeah, wasn't really, it wasn't in my, I didn't think it was gonna happen. So, didn't really plan for it. Actually says, hey Moon Man, what's the ETA of the demo? A friend of mine wants to know, and I don't remember. So as of right now, the current hope is that we will have it done before the end of November. I know I keep pushing it back. Originally, I was like, oh yeah, before the end of September, and then I was like, hopefully before the end of November. I mean, before the end of October. I think if I feel like in a month and a half we should be able to get it done. I feel like, because at this point, I keep wanting to say, like, at this point we don't have much left, and yet I know we still have like a decent amount still. Like at this point, it's like a couple bugs. The level up screen is really like one of the last big things, but then it's like adding more monsters, adding perks, getting the main menu, and then like the audio. So yeah, that is the goal. That is the hope, is I want to have the demo out before the end of November. My like absolute hard deadline is before December 18th. Because December 18th is like my 1 year streaming anniversary. Like that was the day that marked my first stream when I was first working on this game. And so I'm like, if I can have like that is like the absolute last. This is the hard deadline of, I'm like, I will probably cut some things from the demo if I have to make that deadline. So I'm like, even if like I want to say before the end of November, because I would absolutely love to have it out before the end of November. But the absolute last deadline of mine is December 18th. It will be on Steam and available before then, because I want to make a whole like 1 year retrospect on game creation, streaming, uploading videos, and all that stuff. And one of the big things is going to be, I want to have a playable demo out on Steam. So that is like the absolute hard deadline, but the hope would be before the end of November. So sorry, I kind of zoned out. What have I missed? No, you're good. So yes, we got some bugs worked out. We got raided, and now we're gonna go check out some Discord stuff, and then that'll probably be the end of the stream. Which next fest are you aiming for? I don't know, because I've been told, and I know this will be the case. I didn't know this originally, but I've been told that you get one next fest, and that's it. So I kind of want to wait until either the game is really close to being done, so that the demo is out, so that people can go play the demo. But then that way I can be like, hey, in a month, the game will be releasing in full. So that with all that hype and all the momentum, it can carry into not only wish lists, but also people still feeling like they actually want to pay to play the game. Drop the $5 or whatever we're going to charge for the game. So that's kind of the plan, is whenever the next fest that will line up, that will have me as close as possible to release, is probably what I'm planning on. One next fest, but as many of other fests. Yeah, and that's the thing though, is I'm like, I want to try and take advantage of as much as I possibly can. But yeah. So that's the plan and the hope anyway. Demo 1.0 before this December 18th is cool. That's hella soon. Don't forget to fix my cheese before that. Don't worry. All that will be in the game. Like, honestly, like, before the demo comes out, I'm planning on, we're probably gonna have another 20-ish perk cards added to the game. I want to have at least like a dozen monsters, if not maybe more. I want to have 2 to 3, maybe 4 mini bosses. Like, just enough so there's like enough variety. Like, obviously it's not gonna be the full game, like just enough variety to like keep it feeling fun to play. So you're not, you know, seeing the same 4 monsters in every single bit of combat. So you're not seeing the same, you know, 1 mini boss again and again and again, and the same, you know, 6 perk cards again and again and again. All right. So, let's see if I remember right. Okay, so Lazarla, let's see, made this back when I started Game Maker, with the help of the official GM server. The basic idea is that each WASD input is stored in an array, and the character moves in the most recently pressed button. You can see this in action in the top left corner. It's also a tiled basement movement, 6 by 6 in pixels. Getting both of those things required 141 lines in the main step movement event alone. It was a doozy for sure, but the help I received was very instrumental to its completion. Ooh, let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh, look at that movement. That looks really good, Lazarla. That looks super good. I also didn't make any of the assets or audio here. I either bought them or downloaded them for free on Mage. But still, I mean, like, just the way that like the movement is working looks super smooth. I really like it. I feel like 16 by 16 is really good, like amount of pixel movement. So yeah, that is really nice. I like that, Lazarla. I like it a lot. Yeah, very well done. Let's see. Divas Oatmeal says, "Watch this, Moon Man." Oh, what do we got? What do we got? What I learned about Steam Next from looking at 208 games that participated. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that, because I do want to know as much as I possibly can know. So, yeah, I'm gonna save that to my watch later. Oh, make better games. 10 simple habits to making better games. Oh, I'll add that to my watch later too. Thank you for sharing that, Oatmeal. I appreciate that. Zarla says, thank you. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, hey, I will call it out when some good work is done. So you've done absolutely fantastic work. So well done, well done. Funny thing happened with it, though. I was recreating the movement from memory, so I actually got it wrong. It was weird going back to RPG Maker, and it's not storing my movements. Fair. Actually says, watch this on stream with full audio and on screen. No, I can't do it. What is it? What is it? No, absolutely not. I'm not gonna just switch it on whatever you post, Axel. And so I got 2 seconds of it. Is that what I think it is? It 100% absolutely is. Do not click the link. Do not click it. It's not worth it, everybody. It is not worth it. That is an ad. Also not worth it, but... Good times. I think that's a Rickroll. 100% was a Rickroll. I have that shit memorized. You can't beat me. All right. Let's see. Okay. Wait. Where is it? Rio went through a little new design change. Oh, okay. So Thunder Artist, you posted it in the art channel. Gotcha. All right, let's do this really quickly. Needs a GB emulator. Wait, what? I need a Game Boy emulator. What? Oh, I can download it. I'm assuming. Let me just double check here really quick. GB emulator. I would recommend Same Boy. Well, what are the odds? That's the exact one that popped up. Okay, so yes, let's pull this up. We're gonna download Same Boy for Windows. Let's open that up, and we're going to extract all. And Same Boy. Sameboy.exe. Run anyway. Would you like to associate Sameboy with Game Boy ROM? This can be also done later in the options menu. No. Hey, look at that. There's a beautiful looking screen right there. All right, so let's do this. Let's drop a GB or GBC file to play. Oh, that's easy enough. Just open this up and go to downloads. And we'll pull that over in here. Ooh. Not a Nintendo game. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This went through a crazy change. Holy smokes. New game. What the? What the? There's a whole freaking thing. What? What is happening here? Oh my gosh. I can like walk around. This is looking so good. Holy smokes. I love this style. This looks really good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, very well done. Yeah, this looks really cool. I am jealous. I would love to get something working that like actually runs on like a Game Boy emulator. Yeah, this looks super cool. I love this. Did I go the wrong way though? That is the question. Did I go the wrong way? Let's see here. I would recommend Sameboy. There's GB emulators online if you don't want to download. Oh, I probably should have looked into that one. As in they embed in browser. Okay, yeah. That would have been good to know. I should have checked for that probably. Live piracy? It's not piracy. Emulators aren't the piracy. It's the ROMs that are the piracy. Finally. I thought it would rickroll at first. I like pull this up and then it's like an 8-bit rickroll. Undertale if Nintendo Game Boy. Exactly. I don't I don't have the dice back in yet, but that's what I'm gonna work on next. Yeah, well, this is looking super good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everything about it I absolutely love. I love the style. I love the animations. Like that whole transfer animation. It looks so good. I love that. I love it so much. Yeah, very well done. I love the character. Pretty good. Just got GB Studio. It's on itch, and also that's all the game has. No, I absolutely love it. Yeah, love the tile sets, love the animations. Obviously color palette is probably very restricted, but yeah, you are making very good use of the color palette too. So yeah, very well done. I love that. That is really well done. Okay, all right, I think that's probably gonna do it for me. I am very tired. I think I'm gonna go get some sleep because I'm gonna go get some sleep before I die. I'm probably just gonna keel over right here in my chair. So anyway, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic evening. Over on Twitch, if we want to do a raid, just let me know if there's anyone specifically we want to go raid. But then everyone over on YouTube, I appreciate you being here. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. Glad you're here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are. I guess also like if you aren't new here. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it.
_Benedict cheered 5 bits. Good night, our wonderful leader, I mean Moonwood Games.
Exactly. All right, yeah, so YouTube, I'm gonna say goodbye to you. We're gonna go do a raid on Twitch. So yeah, so YouTube, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic evening, day, or morning, wherever you may be in this world. And I will see you all on Thursday. So, till then, good luck, take care, and goodbye.